going to just do that right now. We are live on Facebook and YouTube. There's going to be a series of programs we'll be covering, but there's some breaking news that we wanted you to know of, and that is that Senator Godswill Akpabio has won the elections. So they said Senator Akpabio defeats Yari, elected new president, Senate president. He trounced Senator Abdulaziz Yari to emerge as the new Senate president on Tuesday. So that's the news we're getting. Let me just make sure I don't want to. Yeah. So now we're saying that the former Akpabio governor was elected as president of the 10th Senate after scoring 63 votes, defeating Senator Yari, who scored 46 votes. More to follow. So this is this is what's going on. Akpabio. Those of you, please, if you're watching me on Facebook, go and subscribe to Citizen AY on YouTube. We're going to be, this is what we'll be doing now, because Facebook is just not really helping in terms of what we're doing. We can see the numbers are down. If the numbers start growing up, then we will stream again we'll start streaming straight direct on Facebook. It's just not worth our while to put in that effort. And also for the thing, it actually slows down the broadcast. That is why you'll see me doing a direct broadcast. I'm using my iPad rather than going via the computer. If you want to get a fuller, better coverage of what we're doing on Citizen AY, I urge you to please go and subscribe to Citizen AY on YouTube. Help us grow that platform, and we really appreciate you. There are over 2,500 people who've subscribed to us, and we're grateful. But the breaking news is Senator Akpabio, he won the vote, and you can see him on there. He's won, so tomorrow he will be announced as the Senate president when the 10th assembly begins. So that's the news. So thank you, those of you, and thank you for the likes and the thumbs up as you're watching on Facebook. Please go ahead. As you see, I've got the channel pinned on there for you to just go ahead and sign up to the backup channel and Citizen AY, the main platform as well. So you can do that. Just click on the link that you see in the comment section and help us grow the platform on YouTube. You will get a better a view of things that we're doing on YouTube. Good morning to those of you who are on YouTube, and we're grateful for your support. Let us just continue. The breaking news that we're hearing is that Akpabio has been elected as the president of the Senate, the 10th Senate. And it's keep in mind, when we're saying this, we're only reporting the news. My goal as a Citizen AY and Oduduwa TV Radio, our goal remains, of course, ultimately to go for self-determination, the root of Yoruba nation. That's what I want. But we are realistic enough to know that we're not there. And that is what I want us to really understand in all of this. We're not there yet, and we have to recognize the fact that we're not there yet. And one of the things we need to begin to do is to really make sure that we do not try and think, oh, it doesn't matter, that we're just going to go for Yoruba nation alone. We have to, as it currently is now, as much as I want my Yoruba nation and I wear the clothes and everything else, we are still within the borders of what is known as Nigeria. And we need our people to please participate in that process till such a time that we now bring to life Yoruba nation. That is my own personal opinion of what I think, how best we can achieve self-determination. So one of the things I have been saying, and I will continue to say, is I bring on board, and I say it again, those of you on YouTube, please go on Facebook, go ahead and subscribe to Citizen AY on YouTube. Help us grow the platform on YouTube and make and reach more people in the process. Facebook have switched off our notification, so many people may not be able to see us. But the breaking news, of course, is that Akpabio is now the Senate president. He will be sworn in as the 10th Senate president tomorrow in the opening of the new legislature. So good. there are obviously questions one need to ask about when you think about the off the mic, and all of that stuff. We all know what's happening, but it is what it is. We have to be pragmatic enough. But what I want to really state, those of you who are on YouTube, you'll be seeing this message. Those of you on Facebook, you will not. But what I will urge you to do is to please do something for us, and that is to please learn these following sections of the Nigerian Constitution. Yes, it is a flawed constitution. Yes, it is fraudulent. Yes, we need to make a change. To be able to make any change to that constitution, we need to insert a clause for a referendum. And on that basis, that is why we must participate in the current governance as it stands. We have tried to do something in Yoruba Nation. I don't know, many of us would have seen in Yoruba Nation, we tried to carry out a referendum on our own, and it was organized and everything. Well, not organized, it was set up, and there was a supposed 5 million people who signed, but there are questions about that now, frankly. And what has resulted from that process is that it has neither gained recognition, nor has it really been got traction to get us to where we all want to be in the struggle. Now, to be able to get anywhere in the struggle, a referendum clause has to be inserted in that constitution. Now, the only way that can happen is through our active participation in our governance. And that is why I'm saying it. And to be actively participating in our governance, holding them to account. And then that will now move us to the point whereby we're now instructing those we elect into office within within Nigeria that, look, we the people to whom sovereignty belongs, we are telling you to go to that house and insert a clause for referendum because our voices have not been heard in this constitution. So that is why I am calling for and clamoring for us to participate in our governance, because the end goal is to get to the place where self-determination will be on the table. Right now in Nigeria, self-determination is not on the table. Yes, we are talking about it, but it is not on the table. It is not what the people who are in government now are discussing, and without them being part of that process, we can't achieve it. Without the clause for the referendum being in that constitution, we cannot achieve self-determination via political means, via democratic means. And of course, the only means we can see to achieve this is via democratic means. And that is why I'm encouraging us all now. As much as I'm not keen on Nigeria, I'm not keen on Nigeria at all. I want Yoruba Nation. I have to recognize that fact that to achieve Yoruba Nation, we have to participate in this current constitution, current nation we call Nigeria, begin to hold our officials to account, and in many ways that will prepare us for when we go and get Yoruba Nation. So one of the things I would always say to you all, those of you who are on YouTube, you will be seeing that. You will be seeing on the screen there's the words section 14.2a, and I'm going to read it direct. Those of you on YouTube, I'm going to be looking at you direct and saying this off head. We need to know these words off head. Sovereignty belongs to the people of Nigeria, from whom the government, through this constitution, derives all its powers and authority. I'm going to say that again. That's section 14.2a of the Nigerian constitution. We know it's fraudulent, but the powers that are within it is what we need to begin to get our people in all 774 local government areas to use. We need them to begin to use that power, to be able to exercise that power. So you need to know the words that I'm saying here. I'm going to read it to you again one more time. Everybody here, I'm going to read it to you all. Section 14.2a. I'm reading off it. I'm going to even close my eyes to prove what I'm saying. Sovereignty belongs to the people of Nigeria, from whom the government, through this constitution, derives all its powers and authority. That's section 14.2a. I need you to hold that, put that information in your back pocket. That needs to be in your back pocket. Now, section 14.2c goes further, and it states, the participation by the people in their government shall be in accordance with the provisions of this constitution. 14.2c. Let me read that to you again. The participation by the people in their government shall be in accordance with the provisions of this constitution. Now, those two are very powerful statements that our people need to have and to be able to use to begin to hold all elected officials and appointed officials to account in your local government area. We need to start this process in our local government area, and that is what we're trying to really bring to bear. It's no longer good if you are complaining about that you have no electricity, you have no water, you have no light, you have no road, you have no school, the government is doing nothing. This information is giving you the power that you can use to do something. Let me just do this. 1 second. Bro, I'm on a live broadcast. I'll call you back. I'll call you back. Okay. So now, what I want us all to really begin to do now, I've started sharing this to people, and I'm going to be having discussions about it. And I suggest that in every group, all of us, if we want a better nation, if we want a nation, then we need to participate in the process. To be able to participate, we need the information that is on the screen. Those of you who are on YouTube, on Oduduwa TV Radio and Citizen AY, you will be able to see this information. Those of you on Facebook, I'm afraid because of what Facebook is doing, we are migrating gradually onto YouTube. So we'll be talking about this, but if you want to get and to be able to see the things that we're doing and follow it, word for word, line by line, join us on YouTube. Subscribe to Citizen AY on YouTube. Hit notification button and of course give us the thumbs up. So those two powers we need. Like I said, if you are going to say, oh, the government is not doing this, the government is not doing that, there's no water, there's no light, there's no road, there's no school, what are you doing in your community? Are you coming together as a community? Because this is what section 14.2a, it gives you that collective power. Every local government area is a sovereignty. All 774 local government areas, they are sovereignty. Let me show you again. Those of you who are on Facebook, YouTube, you will be able to get the information uninterrupted, and you can join us. I'm going to also at the same time, if you are on TikTok, please do subscribe to Citizen AY on YouTube. We will try and come on live on there as often as we can. But the reason I'm doing this, we need to really go, now that this government is in place, the new government is in place now, we really must do better as a group of people. We have not been taught the things that I'm showing you, and it's been deliberately so. And you will notice all this information I'm showing you was absent in the speech of the president. As intended, that's how they see it, because they want to have the control. What you need to do is to begin as citizens to whom sovereignty belongs, to collectively come together and participate in your governance and hold them to account. Without that happening, no one person can fix your community. No one person. You need a collective effort, and that's what we're trying to engender in the discussions. So let me just get this local government area up so people will see it. I'm going to just make sure that you can see. Yeah, there we go. I think it is the local government area. So we're going to be touching on things. So those of you who are on YouTube, you will see us, you will see it. There are 774 local government areas. You see, again, please, if you're watching us on Facebook, go and subscribe to Citizen AY on YouTube right now. That way you can follow what we're doing. It's really important, and we will be doing this gradually to wake our people up. Now, I'm making a picture, zooming in closely. You see all the white lines that you see on the graph here. They are all local government areas. They are all local government areas, and those areas have the power. Sovereignty is contained in those local government areas, and it's really important we understand that how to use the using of that sovereignty requires the community as a whole to come together and hold their governance to account. That is the only way you get water, light, road, bridges, hospitals, schools in your community by actively participating in your local government through the process of participation, holding them to account. Yes, you've elected them into office, but from now, for the next 4 years, every single day, we need to get into the habit as citizens of coming together and planning. Okay, right. We know that monthly allocation has been given to our local government area. Where is the money? How much is it? What is missing in our area? We as a community must come together and tell the local government authority what we want the money to be used on. That's what we are really trying to encourage here. So please share this broadcast. And that is the process that we are going to take. It's great that Senate President Akpabio is in. He's been elected. He's won by 63 votes to 46 and all of that. That's fine. We get all of that. We get it. That's fine. But our role, we have been programmed, we've been trained to not participate in our governance. We've been told to focus on the church. I hear this morning, I've seen somebody coming in, a pastor saying he's going to have a 5-day prayer session non-stop. That is not what we need. I'm here to tell you that is not what we need. What we need are the two most important information that you're seeing on the screen as you are watching me now, those of you on YouTube. Those of you on Facebook, if you're watching me, please go ahead and subscribe to Citizen AY on YouTube. We really need you to help us grow the platform to reach more people. And like I said, Facebook, I don't have a confidence in what they're doing. The numbers are a joke. And we have over 100,000 followers in Facebook. And you can see that only 6 people are following what we're doing. That is why I don't want to waste time or put effort into putting any constructive or detailed plans and plan of action for us to do on Facebook. We're better off, you can watch me here, but if you want to get a fuller detail of what we're saying, go ahead and subscribe to Citizen AY on YouTube. Hit notification button and of course give us a thumbs up. Please, the more you do that, the more you will help us grow the algorithm. So I'm going to be here for some time, probably for an hour or so, maybe more. But the purpose of today is to really make sure that we understand that without our participation in governance, nothing will change. And again, I'm going to reiterate the point. I'll read it again. I'm going to close my eyes and read to you what I urge every single citizen in all 774 local government areas to know. Now, I've managed to translate this same thing into Yoruba, but I will show you. Let me read the English one first, and I will read the Yoruba one as well, for those who are Yoruba as well. It is hereby accordingly declared that sovereignty belongs to the people of Nigeria, from whom the government, through this constitution, derives all its powers and authority. 14.2a. 14.2a. Now, 14.2c. The participation by the people in their government shall be in accordance with the provisions of this constitution. Now, that is a very powerful, those two are powerful things that our people must take on board now. Which means that the only way you can get your roads, your water, your light, your schools, your bridges, your healthcare, your safety, your security is by active participation in your local government area. You have to be actively participating, monitoring what they're doing. Don't just walk by and say the road is bad. If you are not participating, if you're spending 10 hours in the church, 10 hours in the mosque, and you cannot spend 2 hours working collectively in your community to ensure that the road you need, you go and hold your local councillor, your local chairman, and all of the elected and appointed officials to account collectively to ensure that the things you need in your community, you work together collectively to achieve it. It will not happen. It simply will not happen. And that is what we are trying to encourage now. So please read that and hold on to that. Take a screenshot of it. I've shared it before, and I'm going to share it again. I'll continue to share it as long as possible, because I firmly believe that that's the way forward for us to be able to achieve anything. Now, I'm going to quickly go and look at the ones do it in Yoruba as well, because I need people to really understand that this is very, very critical and important for us to do. Again, those of you who are watching us on Facebook, please go ahead and subscribe to Citizen AY on YouTube. Help us grow the platform. Help us reach more people. We really need to grow that platform. Every time I come on there, it's being broken all the time and being messed with all the time, and that's why I'm really trying to make sure that we build the platform on YouTube. Subscribe to Citizen AY on YouTube, hit notification button, and of course give us a thumbs up. Now I'm going to read to you the same constitution in Yoruba, and for those of you who are Yoruba, I've translated section 14.2a. Oh, sorry, it's not this one, it's the other one I want. Sorry about that. I'll get it back out because it needs to be the right way. Sorry about that. 1 second. So that's not it. I'll get it up in a minute. 1 second, please. 1 minute. I'll get it ready. So please, as you're watching, go ahead and subscribe to Citizen AY on YouTube. Help us grow the platform. We appreciate you taking the time to join us on the broadcast, and thank you for your continued support. So let me just get this right. Okay. Okay, so no, it's the wrong one. Okay, 1 second. I got it. I think I got it now. There you go. That's the one we needed. So now, those of you who are on Facebook, if you're watching me, Facebook have really brought the numbers down severely. We urge you to please take a minute, just go onto YouTube, type in Citizen AY, subscribe, hit notification button, give us a thumbs up. Help us reach more people. We need your support. There are over 100,000 followers on Facebook, but Facebook, in their infinite wisdom, have seen it fit to switch off the notifications so people cannot follow what we're doing. And we're trying to build that slowly more now on TikTok and of course on YouTube. So go out and subscribe to Citizen AY on YouTube. We're really grateful for your support. Now we're going through a process of trying to teach ourselves how we're going to begin to participate at a local level in our governance. This is information that I'm translating, the 14.2a and 14.2c of the Nigerian Constitution. Granted, we know it's a fraud, but those powers we can use to hold them to account until such a time we now put in place a referendum. Via that referendum, we can now go for self-determination. So it's a step to get to the point where we're getting to. So we have to say to ourselves, we are building this for a long-term view, in maybe 8 years, maybe more, to now, once this referendum clause is now in the Constitution, we are now empowered to now say, okay, campaign all out for Yoruba Nation or Biafra Nation or whatever. That is my own opinion, and that's why we're doing this. So, section 14.2 in Yoruba. Nípa báyìí, ó ti kéde pé ìjọba jẹ́ ti àwọn ènìyàn Nàìjíríà láti ọ̀dọ̀ ẹni tí ìjọba nípasẹ̀ òfin orílẹ̀-èdè yìí ń gba gbogbo agbára àti àṣẹ rẹ̀. So, that is talking about section 14.2a, which I read in English moments before. It's the same thing in Yoruba, translated to Yoruba. This is to aid the ease of understanding of what those words mean in our local language, because it's important for the people. If the people don't understand the laws of the land in the language, they cannot use it, they cannot take part in it. By having the words in English, it has separated our people from the power, the laws that have oppressed them. You see. So somebody told me the meaning. For example, tax means owori in Yoruba. So and paying those taxes without knowing those laws, that is why we've been suffering collectively as citizens for a long time. We need to know it. So let me read it again. 14.2a. Ìjọba jẹ́ ti àwọn ènìyàn Nàìjíríà láti ọ̀dọ̀ ẹni tí ìjọba nípasẹ̀ òfin orílẹ̀-èdè yìí ń gba gbogbo agbára àti àṣẹ rẹ̀. So it's talking about sovereignty belongs to the people of Nigeria, from whom the government, through its constitution, derives all its powers and authority. But I've just translated it to Yoruba. So that way, every community in Yoruba land, they can understand that in Yoruba. And we can begin to share that in all our communities along Yoruba line. Every Yoruba community should have that information copied. And if screenshot it, those of you who are on YouTube, you can screenshot it. Now, the second part of it, 14.2c. Ìkópa àwọn ènìyàn nínú ìjọba wọn gbọ́dọ̀ rí dájú ní ìbámu pẹ̀lú àwọn òfin orílẹ̀-èdè yìí. Again, it talks about the participation of the people in the government shall be in accordance with the provisions of this constitution. Again, it is translated directly to Yoruba to aid the ease of understanding. You see, if you do not understand the law, you cannot, the constitution and how it's meant to, we cannot participate in it. And that is what we're trying to break the barrier that has been put in there. The invisible barrier that many of us in our local government areas have not seen. The barriers of having our constitution written in English. Many people do not speak English within our community. So we've tried to translate, we've come to translate it into Yoruba so that you can begin to understand those key areas and what steps you can take collectively. These are the powerful things that you can do. We are putting emphasis on these two areas alone because that's the area in which you can go into your community and explain to them what this constitution is about and how they can play their role in beginning to hold those they elect to office to account. I hope that makes sense. As ever, I urge you all, as you're watching, go ahead, subscribe to Citizen AY on YouTube, hit notification button, give us a thumbs up. The song you're hearing in the background is called How Long. It's a song I wrote, and it's a song that's themed with Citizen AY. So it's asking you how long gonna go to suffer. So by participating, you see, every time you go to a church and to a mosque, I'm sorry to say this, particularly in Nigeria, if you're going to a church and to a mosque praying for salvation to get better roads, you are just praying, wasting your energy, and you are allowing yourself to be enslaved in your own land. You need to take collective action. Begin to go to your local community, local government authority, collectively as a group, and say, this is wrong. We don't accept this. We need roads. You've been sent money every month. We need to know where that money is gone. And once you get the money out, we are telling you, because you are working for us, sovereignty belongs to us, and we are going to tell you where we want those money spent. We want to spend on roads, on water, and we are going to monitor it. That is a much better way for us to do things, and also it will prepare us in time for when we now get Yoruba Nation. So this is a very important step that we're taking here, and I hope many of you who are watching will appreciate that, and of course share the broadcast. Leave a comment as you're watching, and good morning to you all. You're watching, of course, Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. Oh, 1 second, please. Let me just take this call. 1 second. 1 second, please. Give me a second. Hello. Yes, so sorry about that. I will make a call later on, but I wanted to do this, wanted to focus on this because I didn't want to break this discussion. Now, what I want you to really do is to pass this message on. That is the only way we can help our people. It's not through funds. What I want you to know is that there are funds within our economy now, even as we speak. It may not be enough, but there is enough. They may not meet all our needs, but we can begin to use it gradually. That is coming in. There's something called Federal Account Allocation Committee, the FAC monthly allocation. That money comes to every local government area. Now, with the powers that I'm showing you now, you can now begin to go and question each and all of the 724 local government areas. Let me do this. The 724 local government areas, yeah? And question them and hold them to account and say, look, this is what we are telling you. All of the white lines in there, they are local government areas. And you within that community, you have this thing called sovereignty. You have power. And you need to understand that. And that is why it says sovereignty belongs to you. Ashe, let me see in Yoruba, for loosely termed anyway, but let me get you the English terminology of it as well. So it talks about sovereignty. Every time you hear sovereignty, you need to associate that sovereignty to your local government area. Every local government area is a sovereignty, and the more you work together in that in your community, the more you will achieve. You'll be able to hold your governor to account. You don't have to wait for Tinubu to come and do this for you. You need to take action yourselves within your community. You don't have to wait for Akpabio to come and do it for you. You need to start within your community. You don't have to wait for whoever else they're going to appoint, or Shetima. You don't have to wait for any of them. You just begin to exercise that power once you understand that you have the power, and you focus your energy on that power. The church and the mosque is a distraction, I'm sorry to say, particularly in Nigeria, and I say it without any reservations. It is designed to distract you from never asking and holding them to account. That's why they're telling you, let's go, let's pray, let us pray. But they never tell you about this, what I said again. Sovereignty belongs to the people of Nigeria, from whom the government, through its constitution, derives all its powers and authority. They will never tell you that because they don't want you to know. But I'm here trying to urge you that every community must know this in our languages. That is the only way out. That is the only salvation that will give us roads, water, light, schools, bridges, healthcare, safety, see, all of that. So please, if you're watching this broadcast and you're watching Citizen AY, do me a favor. Go and subscribe to Citizen AY on YouTube. Help us grow the platform, because this information is something that we're going to have to do. We are going to encourage our people. We need to be part of this process on a daily basis. We keep walking apart. We walk past the same bad road, the same bad schools, the same no light, the same no water, the same no bridges, the same no healthcare, the same no public toilet every day. Why don't we come together in our community and decide we are going to solve each of those problems one at a time? Today in our community, we are coming together. Our roads are bad. To make the lives of all of us better, collectively we come together, and we have the power. We have the power within the Constitution, which is what I'm trying to show you. That power is what we need to harness. We concentrate the power. We begin to speak with this one voice to our local government chairman, our local councillors, our state assembly members, our House of Reps, our senators, and our governors. We begin to hold them to account and say, no, this is not right. We are not going to stand for it. So I'm hoping that this really wakes us all up. This has to be a collective effort, and I'm urging you, if you're watching this, please do share this broadcast. Don't wait around. Don't think, oh, it's nothing to do with me. Just help us, because we need to change our society. This is no longer about just waiting around and thinking, oh, somebody else will do it for you, because there's nobody who will do this for you. Praying, just being on your knees. People spend 8 to 10 hours praying in a church when they could spend the same 8 hours coming together, planning, getting everybody in the community to understand this road is not good for our health. Do you know that every time you go on a bad road, you are shortening your lifespan? Because the old ones, the roads, every time you drive a car into it, the deep in the hole and everything else, it causes you physical stress, psychological damage. It weakens you. You feel powerless. But when you come together and you fix that, you get the community to fix your local government authority to fix that road, you improve your lives. You will have long life. So it is in your interest to begin to participate in your governance as mandated under the Constitution, Section 14(2)(c). The participation by the people in their government shall be in accordance with the provisions of the Constitution. And what is that provision? The provision is that you are a sovereignty. Please take these words as words of wisdom that you can use within your community. I cannot overemphasize how important this is. Please share this broadcast. Let it reach as many people as possible. I urge you all. This is not a joke. This is not a game. There are some good news that I will be sharing with you as we go along in terms of one or two things that's happened, which I am going to come and talk about as well. But before I start talking about what the government is doing, we need to prep our own minds, be ready as people to go and do the things that we need to do. One second. In being proactive in our community. We have to be proactive in our community and take active participation in our governance. So that is what I'm trying to really speak to here. I hope people can relate to what I'm saying here, and let's begin to take that as something that we can do, to improve our community. And I'm sharing this now. I'm sharing it as far as possible. I'm urging you, if you're watching me, and all I'm asking you, just do me one favor. Those of you on Facebook, subscribe to Citizen AY. Hit the notification button. Give us thumbs up. You will get a much more better breakdown of what I'm saying here, on Facebook. So I'll come back again. I'm going to talk about this again. I've talked about it. I'll mention it one more time before I move on to the next topic. Now, sovereignty, section 14(2)(a). Sovereignty belongs to the people of Nigeria, from whom the government, through this constitution, derives all its powers and authority. You are a sovereign. Your community is a sovereign. Come together, exercise that sovereignty. Hold your government to account. How do you hold them to account? Section 14(2)(c). The participation by the people in their government shall be in accordance with the provisions of this constitution. That is what we need to bring on board. I am saying this, and I'm saying this with all honesty. Join us in the struggle. This is what we need to be doing. Enough of just talking about the problems are not working. But what are we doing in our community to fix it? If we don't come together in our community to fix the problems, it will never get fixed. It will never get fixed. We need to start with that process. Yes, we want to go for Yoruba Nation. I get that. But to get there, we need to first participate in our governance. So please, let us begin on that. So I'll come back and I'll talk more about this. Now, I want to go and talk about a bit of a good news that I've had that just came yesterday. In the current, don't keep in mind, I understand that there's reservations about things going on. Tinubu signed into law the student loan bill. So we'll read that briefly and see, let's read that to you. So Tinubu signs into law the student loan bill. The law is to provide easy access to higher education for indigent Nigerians through interest-free loans from the Nigerian Education Loan Fund. This was brought to that, said by, published by, what's it called again? Beg your pardon, by channels, but we're covering it here. Keep in mind again, those of you watching us on Facebook, I urge you, go ahead, subscribe to Citizen AY on YouTube, hit notification button, give us thumbs up, help us reach more people. We really need your support in growing the platform. I really hope you do that, because that's the way forward. Facebook, as you see on YouTube, they're not really being helpful at all in any way, shape, or form, and we don't want to waste our time and effort talking to them. So I'm actually, as I'm doing this now, I'm going to try and do the ones on. You will see me also, if you want to. You will shortly see me go live on TikTok as well, on Citizen AY, on there as well. So I want to try and open up all the platforms because these are information that we need. We don't want to just, it's not just about I'm not just here to talk. I'm trying to provide key information that we can use to improve our lives. So going back to this, so President Tinubu, like I said, he signs the student loan bill into law. And then it goes on to say, President Tinubu has also signed into law the student loan bill in fulfillment of a promise he made during his campaign. He promised to do so during his campaign, and has done so now. So we have to applaud him on that basis. We have to applaud. He said he would do it. He would, and I will talk to you more again. I will bring into this discussion again the need for us to participate in our governance, and you will explain. And when I explain that, at that point, you will understand why this is important for us to know offhead the two key information I give you now: 14(2)(a), 14(2)(c) of the Constitution. Yes, we know it's a fraud, but whilst it's still in existence, we use the powers to ensure we get a better future for ourselves and our coming generation, and get the infrastructure we all deserve in our communities. So let's go ahead. So this was announced on Monday by the spokesman for the federal government, Mr. Dele Alake, saying the funds will be domiciled in the Ministry of Education and will only be accessed by indigent students of tertiary institutions. So people of post secondary school students will be able to apply for the loans. Now, the student loan will be sponsored by the Speaker of the Ninth Bill was sponsored by the Speaker of the Ninth House of Representatives Femi Gbajabiamila, which provides for interest-free loans to indigent Nigerian students, passed the third reading at the House 2 weeks ago. The law is to provide easy access to higher education for indigent Nigerians through interest-free loans from the Nigerian Education Loan Fund. Now, that is a good thing. I'll have to say I applaud that. I have to say I applaud it, because that's what we want. Many of us who are in diaspora now, if our students know this, and this is information we should share, and we need to applaud this. I'm not saying that solves all the problems, because we will still need to have schools built, roads fixed, hospitals built, classes, water, 24/7 electricity. All of this will need to be in place, and also we need to put a stop to the incessant corruption in the system. But that's why you need a truly independent legislature, executive, and the judiciary. We need them independent. So that is why we are talking about this. So again, I applaud the fact that now we have what's the word? There's a student loan in place for students who want to study, and that is very, very important. Now the thing is, we need them in terms of education. I just want to say that for us, it is important that the education that we study, particularly if you're Igbo, your history has to form a large part of that education. If you're Yoruba, your history has to be a large part of that education, and also your language. So I hope that is going to be something that we should be able to work at and empower, because in the West, they encourage their students to speak their language, the language of their mother tongue. In Germany, in France, in UK, in Spain, you have to speak your language. And that is one of the things. Our language, if we're not careful, it will die out in Yoruba land, and we do not want that. Likewise in Biafra, likewise in other places. We need that. So it's a very good move in terms of this. I like the student loan for interest-free student loan fund, student loan bill. They pass into law. So great, it's very good. We applaud that. Now, the other good news that I want to bring to your attention is something I found out about, and I want to talk about it at length. Again, those of you who are on YouTube, you will be able to see this. So before Buhari left, so a constitutional amendment signed into law will allow 36 states to generate, transmit, and distribute electricity in regions covered by national grid. Oh, before I forget, let me just go do a quick rollback, because I wanted to say something and I forgot to mention it. I'm going to just quickly show you what I mean. Now, before we go too far ahead, in this student loan thing here, this student loan bill now, please, I need you to understand that everyone in all the communities have the right to go to studies when you are in the tertiary older. You have the right to study to get this loan. And the reason I am saying that, to emphasize the need to know this information. This information is important. When you go to that place, when you now go to apply for it, the politicians will try and put themselves in as gods and say, oh, no. You don't get it unless I say so. No. You need to know that it is the law of the land, and because sovereignty belongs to you, you are entitled to it. Are you following me? Again, those of you who are on Facebook, you can get this information and follow what I'm doing. So let me just quickly, get this done. Give me a second, please. Okay, I'm just quickly gonna do something here. I just need to go live on TikTok quickly, because I want people to follow what is going on as I'm talking to you now. So I'm gonna go live on TikTok quickly in due course. No, not that one. No, I don't want to share that. So we're gonna quickly do this. Just give me a minute, please. Here we go. So we're gonna go live. So free student loan bill. Akpabio, Senate President. Akpabio wins. So I'm going to do that. So I will just do that quickly, and I will talk about this briefly. Akpabio wins. Sorry. 1 minute. Give me a second, please. I'm just trying to just give people on TikTok, that I'm on live. So we're gonna go live quickly on there. So because what I want to do is I don't want to leave this to. So yeah. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Those of you who are on TikTok, if you're joining me, you're watching Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. Thank you very much for joining us. We are doing a broadcast on the multiple platforms. We're doing it on Facebook, on TikTok, and of course on YouTube. Those of you who are watching us right now on TikTok, if you haven't subscribed to Citizen AY on YouTube, we urge you to please go ahead and do so. Help us grow the platform. We have a bit of good news, several good news that we're talking about. Akpabio has won as a Senate president and is now the Senate president in Nigeria. And that's he's won. He won by reportedly 63 votes to 40, 63 votes to 46. I think it is. 46 again for Yira or whatever the name guys is. The other guy, Yari or something. So he's won. So congratulations to him. But more importantly, those of you who are on TikTok and if you're a Yoruba person, we want you to really know Yoruba or Igbo if you're Nigerian. For every single Nigerian, I'm going to read something for you that you need to know and take hold of for your community right now. And that is the section 14.2a and 14.2c of the Nigerian Constitution. And that is, I'm going to read it in English. I'll read it off it right now. Sovereignty belongs to the people of Nigeria, from whom the government, through its constitution, derives all its powers and authority. You need to keep hold of that. Section 14.2c. The participation by the people in the government shall be in accordance with the provisions of this constitution. These are very powerful information that we need to keep hold of. We need our communities to begin to hold on to those information. So join us in these discussions. It's going to be a general discussion. If you're joining us for the first time, please subscribe to Citizen AY on YouTube. Good morning, those of you who are watching us. I bid you good morning. We're having a general discussion about how we can improve the lives of our people through participation in governance and empowering our people with the necessary tools to be able to partake and confidently hold all the elected officials within the local government area to account. It is really important that these steps are taken. So we are trying very hard to share the most important information. For too long, many of our people have been put in the dark without knowing that they have the power to hold those they elected to office to account, using laws within the, yes, granted, we all know that the Nigerian Constitution is fraudulent and it's not working. But there are key information which I've just given you. I'm going to read it off it again. The participation by the people in their government shall be in accordance with the provisions of this constitution. Section 14.2c. 14.2a. Sovereignty belongs to the people of Nigeria, from whom the government, through this constitution, derives all its powers and authority. You need those two things very much. Those are the tools that we will want our people to have in their back pocket. When you sleep and you wake up, because we are in Nigeria, the first thing you want to have in your mind when you sleep and wake up is to have this information in your back pocket so that you can prepare. When you step out, every one of you, when you step out and you see your bad roads in your community, it's no longer the government is not doing this. What are we going to do to force the government to do it? How can we work together in our community to force the government to fix our roads? Those are the things that we need to encourage in our community. We cannot stand aside and just say, oh, God help us. God does not have anything to do with bad governance. God has nothing to do with it. So I want to discourage you from waiting and praying. It's a process. It's a process of inertia. It's a system of dogma in inertia, in sort of feeling a senselessness of a waste of being incapable to do anything. What we're trying to do on this platform is to encourage you to actually have a sense of being no longer asking for fish, but you are being taught the tools you need to fish for yourself in your community, wherever you are in that community in Nigeria. So we are really urging you all, as you're watching this, subscribe to Citizen AY, hit notification button, give us thumbs up, help us reach more people. Of course, like us follow us on TikTok, because the program again is to encourage us to begin to hold our governors to account individually, collectively. We can work collectively in our community. You see, but there are 774 local government areas in Nigeria, and each of those local government areas is a sovereignty as stated by the Constitution. Remember, 14.2 says sovereignty belongs to the people of Nigeria, from whom the government through this Constitution derives all its powers and authority. So that your local government area is a sovereign, and that the sovereign, the federal government is with your permission receiving, using powers to preside over you. So that means that they are answerable to you directly within your community. They are answerable to each sovereignty. And it is time we begin to encourage our people to understand that you are not actually a slave in your land, that the government is actually meant to serve you, because they are seeking control to run the country through seeking power from your local government area. It is important we understand this particular principle, because that's now. So they announce children feeding. More bank. Yeah, I know that. Yes, I know. But we have to. That's why I'm saying we need to nazo bank, more bank. The question you asked is very valid, and that is why I put in on the screen. That's why I put on the screen what you see on the screen, and what I see on the I put on the screen to remind us. When they've now said they've passed this bill into law, now we now say to them, we know it's law. No politician can come and tell you, oh, if you don't do what I tell you, you won't get it, because it is your right now. It is each and everyone's right, and we need to teach our people to begin to stand up for their right. Many of us have been so coward with religion. They've used the religion to box our minds. And I'm here to break that away from that, inside that box. So this is the thing. When people don't know they have powers, when they say to them, okay, we have the student loan bill. A student loan, you can go and get student loan, but you won't get it unless you do what I tell you as a politician. It's nothing to do with the politician. This government, the state, the federal government has passed a law to allow every student to have the access to the student loan, and that means that law would not have been possible without the total agreement from each of the local government, each of the sovereignty, the local government areas. And that means that if you are in that local government area, you are entitled to it. So you do not wait for what the politicians are telling you, and that is why we're saying we must encourage our people through sharing of knowledge like this. We need to share knowledge far and wide to awaken our people, to really bring them up, to get them to really understand that they possess powers to hold their governors accountable, right from the local level to the federal level. And these are the kind of things we are encouraging in our discussion. So those of you watching me, good morning and welcome. If you're from Yoruba, if you're Yoruba, Biafran, or Middle, or also Igbo, we're talking about Nigeria. Those of you who are non-Nigerians, of course you can share and hang along with what we're saying. We're trying to empower people to begin to hold their governors to account using the powers that they possess within the current constitution. Now, my stated aim has been clear from day one. I want to go for Yoruba nation. But I recognize that we have Nigeria in place now, and we have to use the powers within Nigeria to improve the lives of our people right now. And that is why you see on the screen that our people, they need to know these two powers and begin to exercise it collectively within our community. Active participation is essential to achieve anything. Active participation. For too long, many of our people have been involved in something that I call passive participation. So they tell you what it is. Okay, but just do what we tell you and you'll be fine. So that is a passive participation. Your mind is not engaged in the process. Your body is just following. They've switched off your mind. We are trying to wake up your mind so you can participate actively and say, no, this is not right. I have the power to question you and you must listen to me. And we need to teach our kids from this. We've been taught, many people have been so conditioned that they're even passing this down to their children, unborn children. So we need to break this cycle. We have to break this cycle of this oppression, this psychological oppression that our people have been suffering from. Many people are living going out of Nigeria, a land so blessed with resources that you could fulfill your ambitions in the entire world without leaving Nigeria. That is how much resources that we have. It is time to actually break this cycle of dependence, the cycle of mental manipulation and helplessness. So that's what we're trying to do. So good morning to those of you on TikTok. Please do share the broadcast. And I encourage you, if you're watching us, go ahead to Citizen AY on YouTube, subscribe, hit notification button, give us a thumbs up, help us reach more people. These are important things we're talking about. Also, those of you who are joining us now, we talked about the fact that the government have passed the student loan bill into law. Students loan bill into law. That means that every student now in Nigeria, when you are over the age of 16, I think, or over the age of 18, if you want to get further studies, you can go to your local government area and demand that, look, I want to study, and there's funds that you can take. You can take a loan that you can pay back when you start working. That is a good thing, but we need people to know that you have that access. We need the people to know that they have the power to ask for that student loan. It is not the gift of a politician. It is your constitutional right as a citizen, and nobody should use it as a tool to try and beg you to vote for them or something, because that's what they will do. And that is why I'm telling you, it is important to know the foundations of this Nigerian constitution, which is sovereignty belongs to the people of Nigeria, from whom the government, through this constitution, derives all its powers and authority. And that is something that each and every citizen must hold, put in your back pocket. Everywhere you go, make sure you have that information. And then the second part of it, the participation by the people in the government shall be in accordance with the provisions of this constitution. Those are the two things you need to put in your pocket, so that when you go anywhere, when anybody talks to you, you say, well, hold on a minute. I am a citizen of this country. I am a sovereign. My community has sovereignty. Any student, the law passed means I have a right to it without any interference from any politician or anybody whatsoever. And we need to encourage our people to begin to speak for their rights. That is the only way we will change our situation. And we need to break this cycle of where there's people using psychological means to try and control the people instead of letting people benefit from what is rightfully theirs. And that is why we are coming out and talking about things like this in this particular way. And you will see on the screen, those of you who are, if you want to follow the screen and follow what we're talking about more in depth, join us on Citizen AY on YouTube. Go right now. Hashtag CITIZENAY. Hit return. Citizen AY on YouTube. It will come up. Subscribe. Hit the notification button, give us a thumbs up, because we are here to give you information to awaken you. We are here to actually help you to actually build you. Everybody of you watching me, if you're a Nigerian, you have a role to play in ensuring that there is infrastructure in your local government area by exercising your constitutional powers, the sovereignty that you possess. You use it collectively in your community, and you participate by holding those you elect into office to account to do your bidding collectively. This road must be fixed, because we are sovereigns, and we, the people who elected you, we are telling you we want it done, and you must do it. That is what we need to encourage our people to begin to do. And in our local language, you don't have to speak English. That's the thing I'm trying to do here, to really emphasize here. That's why many of you, I'm going to read something in Yoruba for those who are joining us now, because I've translated this into Yoruba to make sure that the people will not lose out, because they cannot speak English. They will not lose out on the things that is rightfully should be coming to the community, such as infrastructure. So, for example, I've translated it into English now, into Yoruba, the section 14.2a, and in Yoruba it goes, ìjọba jẹ́ ti àwọn ènìyàn Nigeria láti ọ̀dọ̀ ẹni tí ìjọba nípasẹ̀ òfin orílẹ̀-èdè yìí ń gba gbogbo agbára àti àṣẹ rẹ̀. So it translates to the same thing. Sovereignty belongs to people of Nigeria, from whom the government, through this constitution, derives all its powers and authority. So that means that when the people, local people now, they don't need to understand English. It's said to them in their language, so they now have the power and the confidence to go and speak to their elected officials and say, no, Oga, they can talk about this confidently, and that is what we need. We need to bring out the confidence in our people to begin to build. That is the only way you will build the infrastructure in the community. So I'm really keen for that to go on. Please Take the time, subscribe to Citizen AY on YouTube, hit notification button. Let us reach more and more people, because this is the kind of evangelism that we will need to do to awaken our people. The politicians will only do what benefits them in the long run. We, the people, must come together and do what will benefit us in our community. So I hope this makes sense to you. I'm really, really keen for this to reach more and more and more people, because these are the kind of things we need to take. So steps we need to take. Now, the other thing I'm talking about, I moved on to talk about now, was those of you who are joining us on TikTok and those of you who are on YouTube. I thank you for understanding, because I sometimes have to go through this, and you will find me repeating things a lot of times, because it needs to be repeated until we all get it, so then we can move to the next step. Now, we're going to talk about one of the things that we have to that we want to talk to really emphasize. And please keep in mind, in everything that we're saying now, and everything that you were saying, we are urging you to do this because you have those constitutional powers. Many of us have been unaware of these constitutional powers, and we are trying to now wake that up. Again, I remind you, if you're on YouTube, Facebook, and on TikTok, to get a fuller explanation of what we're doing, we are doing the broadcast right now on Citizen AY on YouTube, and you can see a fuller experience of it, because there's videos, there's pictures, and there's words that I've done that actually breaks down what I'm saying, so you can actually connect the two fully. Yes, we appreciate you joining us and watching with us on TikTok and on Facebook, but we would like you to really help us, go ahead and subscribe to us on YouTube, because there you will get a fuller experience of what we're saying. But of course, if you want to just only watch us, you're welcome to do that as well. Don't forget to like and follow us on here. So it's really, really important that we're doing this. And good morning and welcome to those of you who have subscribed. And of course, give us the more you tap the screen, I believe the more it just keep like hit the like on the screen to reach more people. So because we want this to reach more and more people and spread the message, because what we need to do here is to wake our people up. There's a lot of work to do. So now, we talked about the fact that Akpabio was won. We've talked about that the student loan. Now we're going to go and talk about the fact that there is a new law that was passed recently, March 2023. So the new law, what's the new law that's been passed that will be of benefit? And again, to be able to ensure that law takes the new new policy that has been done now. How will that work? The only way any law passed will work is when we, the citizens, are actively participating in ensuring that it comes to pass in our local communities. That's the only way. And again, it goes back to section 14.2a and 14.2c. Sovereignty belongs to the people of Nigeria, from whom the government, through the constitution, derives all its powers and authority. And then to 14.2c. The participation by the people in the government shall be in accordance with the provisions of this constitution. I'll be saying that over and over. The reason I'm saying is I want you to get used to knowing this, using it as a way to motivate you to take collective action within your community. Because in the end, the community will only be as good as the people within it. The community will only be as good as the people within it. And I'm talking to you, urging you, please, right now, don't ignore this message. Do share. Go straight to Citizen AY on YouTube. Hit notification button. Give us thumbs up. We're even going to, at some point, we may even talk about the monthly allocation. It's something called the Federal Account Allocation Committee, the FAAC. There's a monthly allocation that comes to each and all 7 local government areas. It is time that every member of that community knows this amount, and you can go to your councillor and your local chairman and demand that they tell you where that money is. If they can't tell you, they tell them that they should make sure, if the money has not been released to them by the state, that you are instructing them to go and demand from the state for the money to be released. It is your participation when you're in their faces 24/7, unrelenting, because the benefit of you doing that was that you will see the roads that you want in your community built. You will see the light, 24/7 electricity in your community happen. You will see the water. Because it's your collective effort. So this is what we are trying to encourage. Not you spending 8 or 10 hours in a church, in a mosque. It's a useless waste of your time. It's a way to distract you. Wake up, my people. Our plan here is simple: to wake up our people with knowledge, through knowledge, sharing knowledge. I urge you, join me, subscribe, hit the notification button. So let's proceed. Okay, so now, there's a new law that I want you to be aware of that has come into our attention. Nigeria 36 states now allowed to generate own electricity. Very, very important to understand that. So let me read it again. So all 36 states in Nigeria are now allowed to generate their own electricity. All 36 states. And I will talk about this and then how you, through your own role, can participate in ensuring that that comes to pass. It's one thing for them to say it, but now, us as citizens and as sovereigns, it is our job to hold those who we elect into office, including the governors, to account. This is the law. We want this done. We are not going to stop until you get it done. You use those powers as stated. But I'll come back to you again. Let's go forward. Now, a constitutional amendment signed into law will allow Nigeria's 36 states to generate, transmit, and distribute electricity in regions covered by the national grid. So, regions covered by the national grid. If it's not covered, that's where you come in. You go in and say, we want this done. I've seen this law. I am a sovereign. Sovereignty belongs to me. And this is why you need to know those words off head, so you can challenge your politicians. The object of all of this is to challenge your politicians, not to be rude to them, but to exercise your sovereignty, because the politicians are meant to serve you. So these are the kind of things that we're trying to really encourage. We're trying to encourage you to wake up, take action, collective action. Don't wait for somebody to tell you, oh, you can't do this, oh, you can't do that. You know your rights and you exercise those rights to improve your life, your community. There are funds that you can use. One local government, for example, Alimosho, they received 1 billion naira in December. And the month before, they received close to 1 billion on a month-by-month basis. Either 1 billion or just below 1 billion naira every month. Where is that fund going? Why are you not holding them to account? But yet you will come and say there's no road, there's no water. Come and help us. The only way, if you don't help yourself, nobody will help you. How do you help yourself? Participate in your local government. Begin to find out what's going on. Come together as a group. Make sure that you are a member of a local community association. That's number one fact. You need to make sure that, aside from knowing this 14.2a and 14.2c, you have to be, each and every citizen in the local government area, you have to be a member of a local community association. Come together. Highlight the concerns in your community within the association. Then call your local chairman, the councillor, local chairman, to come and see the problems and tell them that you know there are funds coming in, the FAC funds, and they have to use the funds to fix it. And you are telling them. That is active participation. The passive participation is when you go to church. Every time you go to church and you go to a mosque, you are passively participating in your governance, and they will just use that to control your life. You have to be active. By being active, you get up, you find out the monthly allocation, and I will show you how to get that in your local area. And you say, this is how much came in, and you go and ask questions. And we haven't got good roads. Where is the money? Here's the money you got that you got last month. Our roads are bad here. This is how much we need for it. Take that money, take some of it, fix our roads. We will be monitoring it. Active participation is what we want. There's the days of passive participation, of going to church on a Sunday, on a mosque on a Friday, and just doing that, and not actively participating in your governance, are over. That is the only way you will achieve the infrastructure in your community. So now let's go ahead now. Let me just go this now. So a constitutional amendment signed into law will allow Nigeria's 36 states to generate, transmit, and distribute electricity in regions covered by the national grid. Nigeria's President Muhammadu Buhari signed off in this bill and others last week. The fifth alteration to Bill number 33, devolution of powers, national grid system, means the states can enter the electricity generation business. So, I need you to really understand what that means and what can you do to make sure that happens. What can you do that right now? What you can do is to go and exercise this law. This section 14.2a. Again, those of you who are watching us on Facebook and on TikTok, you won't be able to see this information. But those of you on YouTube, you will see it. On Oduduwa TV Radio and on Citizen NY, you will see it. So what we are doing here is to now that you know that all 36 states can now generate their own power, the first thing you need to do is in every community, you are all in dark, have a meeting. All local community associations have a meeting. Begin to share the information that you see on the screen, i.e., sovereignty belongs to the people of Nigeria, from whom the government, through its constitution, derives all its powers and authority. 14.2a. 14.2c. The participation by the people in the government shall be in accordance with the provisions of this constitution. You need to share that in all of your local community. Make your people know that you have the power. And then on top of that, you say the information has reached us now that all of the states now, you can generate your own electricity. We need to come together, ensure we put pressure on our elected officials to provide that electricity, to make sure it starts right now and you're monitoring it. So once you come together, you now call your local councillor to come to a meeting. You discuss what you've discussed, and you now remind them. And I would suggest that you have this, what you have on the screen that you see. I suggest that every local community association must have this on their wall in their languages, or if you have multiple languages, English and in Yoruba, fine. If you want to do that, have it on a wall, so that when everybody comes into the local community association, they know what their rights are. Because many of us do not know our rights, and we are here to wake you up, to change your mindset. Because being a passive, we've been conditioned to be passive in our community, and we need to wake up. We need to. You're welcome, Luciano Rinos. We need to wake up. This idea of waiting and praying is a passive action. You're praying in a church and in the mosque is a passive action, because it has nothing to do with you getting water, getting light, getting roads, getting schools, getting bridges, nothing whatsoever. But when you start participating in your government, you can now go and say, we now hear that the local government in my area, the state government can provide electricity. In our area, we have no electricity. We are instructing our local chairman to go and speak to the governor on our behalf that we cannot wait for this to happen in our area. What steps is the governor doing? Now you see that you are actively participating in your government. But if you go to a church, oh God, oh Most High, I pray that the governor will think of us. You're wasting time. Allah Akbar. Hey, God, I pray that Most Allah, Muhammad, we call upon you to get into the minds of the governor to remember us. You're wasting time. You're wasting time. You're wasting time. You are wasting time. You need to get up. Take a plan. Like I said, simple. You have the powers. Each 778 local government areas, you are a sovereign. Period. Quote me. You are a sovereign, and as a sovereign, you work together within your community. When you work together within your community, you come together and say, this is our problem. Our roads are not fixed. We have no light. Now we know that every state governor has the power to fix our electricity. The first thing to do, all of the local community associations have a general meeting, come together, call in your local government as a chairman. Tell him, instruct him that we now know of the law. All 36 states must provide us power. Power is the most important thing that we lack. We want a detailed plan from the governor coming back to us about our area. Now, if you all did that and you get the local chairman to go and speak to the governor and come and give you feedback, because why? Because sovereignty belongs to you. Sovereignty belongs to you, and you need to exercise that sovereignty. If you do not exercise it, that is why they've been oppressing us for so long. And I'm here to wake you up. Please, I urge you, Luisa Reynolds, thank you so much. I appreciate your comment there on Facebook. Don't forget to go and subscribe to Citizen AY on YouTube, of course. Because the more you do that, the more we can reach more people. Let me just quickly look at those of you who are on Facebook. You might be making comments on YouTube, and if I've missed you, I haven't said hello, I want to take this opportunity to say good morning and hello, and of course reply your comments as you're going along. And those of you on TikTok, good morning to you all as well. I appreciate you you all, please give us likes and thumbs up and everything else. And the more you hit the like, the more you will reach more people, because we are talking about really important information here that we're trying to share. This platform, we don't want to, there are many platforms that talks about the problems and how it's intractable and everything else, but I want you to know, you see, when you have a mental attitude whereby you can solve the problem, Akalago, thank you. My brother, do you know what? Can I bring you? I'd like to bring you on board. Good morning. Yes. Thank you so much, Akalamago, my brother. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Let me just acknowledge my brother there, because I do like to acknowledge people when they comment. And please don't go ahead and subscribe to Akalamago TV as well, because it's doing a lot of great work in terms of raising the awareness, and it often speaks in Yoruba language. So please, I urge you all, support Akalamago TV on YouTube as well. Subscribe, because we need more of us, and we'll be doing some more work. In fact, we'll do a joint broadcast with him soon, actually. So you'll be seeing that coming up. So so I want to acknowledge everybody. Please, as you're watching, please subscribe, hit notification button. Let me pin. I'm going to pin what you just said there now. Pin that. I'm pinning the message. Thank you so much, my brother. I appreciate you, Akalamago TV. So those of us watching here, please, one of the things that I really want us to understand, that if we have not been taught to exercise these powers, we have not been taught to exercise the sovereignty that we possess, and that's what they've used to lock us down, to keep us enslaved. That's why many of us are living. The former speaker Gbajabi Amila said many people are leaving in droves out of Nigeria because they feel there's no hope. The reason why they have no hope is because they don't know that sovereignty belongs to them, and without them exercising that sovereignty. And that's why I'm saying that for too long, all of us, we have been having this passive members. We have been passive members of our nation. We have to become active. We have to become active in our local government area. Particularly when we see the roads are bad, there's no water, there's no light, there's no schools, there's no safety. We need to come together. And the more we come together, we begin to, the things that we need, we will be able to, within a year to 2 years of our constant active participation, holding those we elect to office to account, using the constitutional powers that I stated now, within 2 to 3 years, you will see a massive difference. Because those who are in power, they will not want to be hounded by you. So what will they do? They will fix it. And they will know that if they're not happy, if not fully happy with it, you will still come to question them, because you know you have the power. Many of us have not been aware of this. So I am very keen to please urge you all, as you're watching this, of course, you're watching Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. I'd love you to share this broadcast. Let it reach as many people as possible, because the information that it contains are really important, key information to wake our people up, to begin to take collective action. It is no longer okay to say, oh, the government is not doing this, the government is not doing that, they failed us, they failed. The question I want you to ask yourself is, what are you doing within your community right now? Yes, you watching me. What are you doing within your community right now to effect the change? And you have the powers. I'm reading it out to you again. Sovereignty belongs to the people of Nigeria, from whom the government, through its constitution, derives all its powers and authority. So if you are in any of the given 774 local government area, I'm asking you a question. What are you doing right now? Are you part of a local government association? Are you encouraging your people to say, right, okay, yes, we all know the road is bad here. What steps are we taking to hold our local government chairman to account collectively? It is not something that will be done individually. We need to teach ourselves to build. One of the things that the colonials saw when they came to Africa was Hugh Clapperton said, when he came to Yoruba land, he was amazed. The women, the order, the peace, the way we organized and lived our lives, how things functioned, because we were a community. We are not a nuclear family. We are extended. But the lives we're living now, we've been so removed from each other that we don't, and it's doing us harm. We need to go back to the ways of our ancestors, where the community spirit was very, very essential. And what is interesting is that those who have told us to focus on individualism and everything else, they are building covertly, secretly, communities for themselves, using the very things that they told us not to use. And those are the kind of things we need to wake up to. So I'm here speaking on that, trying to wake us up. And those of you who are on TikTok and YouTube, Facebook, you may not be able to hear. I've got a song that I'm playing. I'm playing the chorus line of a song called "How Long." It's a song I wrote. You can see it again. I might play it. I might share it again on TikTok and on YouTube. I have it. It's a song that's powerful. It talks about how long we're going to suffer. Now, to break the chain of poverty and impoverishment and enslavement and mental enslavement and so on and so forth, we need to begin to exercise the powers that we possess. And my job here is that's why that's why Citizen AY is here. Citizen AY is a platform, of course, where we speak truth to power. We don't proclaim to have the solution to the problems. No. But we are proclaiming that we are trying to give you the tools for you to be able to solve your problems in any area that you are, any part of that country. And that's what we are hoping by doing programs like this, raising the level of awareness, making you aware that there are laws within the Constitution. Even though we are still, that doesn't mean that we've given up on going for Yoruba Nation. Nothing could be further from the truth. We are going for that. But we recognize that without the people knowing their rights and using those rights, active participation, without taking active participation in their governance, nothing will change. And that is what we are really, really emphasizing at every opportunity when we come and do live broadcast, when we come and speak, when we try and do like discussions like this. I'll be doing more and more, and I hope people can learn from it and take some things. Of course, take snippets of this video, share it around, make people understand that we can. It is only by coming together within our communities, just like in the days of our ancestors when they built those big, great empires, the Oyo Empire, the Benin Empire, the Dahomey, the Ga, the Mali, all of those. It is simply because we had a community spirit, and we need that. That is the only way. No one person can come and fix the road for you in your entire community. No way. They can't do it. It is impossible. But if all the community come together, begin to hold the local government officials to account, they will fix it step by step. All of it will be fixed and it will be maintained. So we need to change that mentality. Of course, again, as I'm talking to you now, I urge you, subscribe to Citizen AY, hit notification button, give us a thumbs up. Those of you watching us on Facebook and on TikTok, I urge you, go ahead now. Go subscribe to us on YouTube. Help us with more people. The information we're providing here are very, very important information. They are key information. We are not interested in you giving you fish. We give you fish to help you. We want you to become a fisherman and fish for yourself. And in any problem that you have in your area, in your community, you can come together and you can solve the problem confidently. That's what we want. That way, you will build a sustainable, long-living community and be able to exist without having to depend on anybody, because you know your rights and you are encouraging and holding those you need to hold accountable to account. Right now, we are not in the habit of holding those that are to be held to account. And that is why we are suffering collectively in our communities. So I'm hoping that by doing this, we can change that mindset. We need to begin doing the work. Yes, we acknowledge that President Tinubu, he signed into law the student loan bill. Fantastic stuff. Great. But that means that you need to know that you exercise your sovereignty, so that if any politician tries to say, oh, you have to do this for me before you get it. No, I'm not doing anything. It is my right. You do not. In fact, it should be reported. Anybody that tries to do that, any politician that tries to use that to try and use it as a wedge, as a leverage, to say, if you don't do what I want. I mean, some politicians now, unfortunately, in Nigeria, they will do something. They'll see a beautiful girl. They say, okay, if you want to get that student loan, you have to sleep with me first before you get it. That is wrong, because the Constitution, they should be reported immediately. And that is what I'm hoping. I'm hoping that by doing this kind of program, that people can begin to, one second, please. I'm just going to change this people can begin to exercise those powers. So if any politician tries to come and use that as a leverage, because they will try and use it now that it's a law, that's the first thing, because many of us don't know our rights, they will do that. And it's important. That's why I am sharing this message, because it is important for you to understand that you have the power. You indeed possess that power to hold any of them to account. They don't want you to know that, because once you know that, that means that they have to do what you tell them, and they will make us. And by doing that, we will, by beginning to do something like this, we will get better leaders in the positions that we want. Right now, the people who are going to leadership now, they are there to exploit, because that's their mindset. That's what they've seen us accept. But when we start holding them to account using Section 14.2A or 14.2C and questioning them, holding them to account, the people who want to, in the next 5-10 years, they will start going, I want to serve the people, but am I ready? Because they will question me and they will not relent. And then it will sift out, I'm not going to bother. Right now, the people who are there now, they're all there to try and milk, to take from the system and not do what they promise. Basically lie. That's what's happening. So this program is very, very important to try and raise the awareness level in our community. So I urge you, if you find this program beneficial in any way, shape or form, if you shared it once, share it 5 times. If you share it 5 times, share it 10 times. If you reach more people, because these are key information we need now. Now we are in an information age, an age where our people with information, they can get the best out of life. They're talking about AI and everything else. They're talking about so many things, but the foundation that we need clear functioning infrastructure in our communities. And the only way to achieve those infrastructures is our collective community spirit coming together, holding those we elect to office within each of the local government areas to account. No ifs, no buts. We need to be active in that manner. We need to be pursuing and chasing our people and teaching our people how to do that. Again, I've told you, I've translated those 2 powerful statements, powerful sections of the Constitution into Yoruba language. Let me take the opportunity to read it to those of you who speak Yoruba. You may understand me, and if you don't, but it's just to show you that we are really serious about what we're saying. There is a section 14.2A, 14.2B, and 14.2C in the Nigerian Constitution, which I've translated to Yoruba, that is beneficial for all Yorubas to know in all of your local government areas. The local government areas in Yoruba land, they need to know this. I'm going to read it. If you are in the Yoruba local government area in Nigeria right now, what the next thing I'm about to say is going to be in Yoruba. It is for you. It is for you. It is for you. It is for each and every Yoruba person, because it is in Yoruba. You can take this to your local community, show them, tell them that these are the powers they possess. They can begin to hold the elected officials to account, because they are working for them. Because the powers of the nation, they derive it from your local community area, your local government area. Each local government area is a sovereignty. So let's read it in Yoruba. It goes. Ìjọba jẹ́ ti àwọn ènìyàn Nàìjíríà láti ọ̀dọ̀ ẹni tí ìjọba nípasẹ̀ òfin orílẹ̀-èdè yìí ń gba gbogbo agbára àti àṣẹ rẹ̀. So this is something that I want for Yoruba people in all Yoruba communities right now to have that information, because many have felt powerless. But I want you to know that you possess that power, and it is in using that power collectively that you can get the infrastructure you need in your community. So and how do you use that power? 14.2B. Ìkópa àwọn ènìyàn nínú ìjọba wọn gbọ́dọ̀ rí dájú ní ìbámu pẹ̀lú àwọn òfin orílẹ̀-èdè yìí. Now, that means that you participating in your governance, you now hold those you elect to office to account. So these are the kind of things that I will be talking about and repeating over and over. It might sound like a broken record, but please do bear with me. There is a record for it. Fatima Oba, thank you so much. Rama Oba, thank you very much. I appreciate you so much for that. I'm really grateful. Thank you so much for that comment, and I really appreciate you on TikTok, of course. Subscribe to Citizen AY on YouTube. Hit notification button. There's a lot of work for us all to do. With the new government coming in now, keep in mind, I'm for Yoruba Nation. I am. But I am telling you now, the pragmatic in me, pragmatist in me, tells me that for me to be able to achieve Yoruba Nation, we need to engage with the Nigeria, make sure we expose the flaws within it. When we expose the flaws within it, then it is easier for the people who we are speaking to, trying to convince to join us for Yoruba Nation, to see the flaws and then join us in going for self-determination. Without doing that, we can't achieve Yoruba Nation. And the best way we can do, of course, do that is via self-determination, which requires a referendum. So that is why we are doing what we're doing. So I thank you so much for the warm comments that I see on TikTok. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. And of course, my brother on YouTube, thank you so much as well. And those of you on, and of course, Lucia Ramos on Facebook, thank you again. And my other people, others, if I miss other comments, I do apologize. I'll try and respond to all of them. But it is important that this kind of work that we're doing, we have to be relentless, we have to be focused, we have to be dedicated. And now, of course, I take this opportunity to ask others to join me. If you want to be part of this sharing this knowledge to reach more people, reach out to me. Send me an inbox me. Talk to me. If you want to, I will shortly be doing a live broadcast as well, and other live broadcasts where I'm going to bring other people on board to talk about things and their own ideas. This is just one idea that I have. Let's look on me. I think it is here. Thank you very much. I don't know if you want to, anybody want to come in, if you want to come in and talk on TikTok for a few minutes, I can bring you on board briefly, and you're welcome. Let me see, my other brother now, okay, maybe not, I'll leave you another time. I'll actually say that when I'm going to do a live broadcast, I'll bring people in and to talk about things, because there's a lot more for us to still do, more still, but this is where we start. We start with the people participating in the governance. With this new government that's coming in now, it looks like they're serious about things, but without us holding their feet to fire on a constant basis. And what do I mean by holding their feet to fire? By exercising our powers, exercising that sovereignty. You see, we can no longer be passive participants in our governance. We have to be active participants at all levels. We have to become active collectively. The more all of us are actively participating, and you participate, you don't, if the roads are bad in your community and you're still supporting that government, then something is you're sadly wrong. You're making a mistake. You need to stand together with your community and say, you know what, for us all to collectively benefit from good roads, we need to stand together using the powers of Section 14(2)(a). Sovereignty belongs to the people of Nigeria, from whom the government, through its constitution, derives all its powers and authority. That overrides everything else they've written. It overrides everything else. And when you use that, you now say, look, for us to be able to get good roads in that community, if we come together, we get the local councillor to come and listen to us, to walk through with the road, the local chairman, and we tell him, we know there are funds coming in. There are funds coming in on a monthly basis that comes into the local government that is not coming in. We want to see where those funds are, because our roads are bad and we need those funds. So you are also providing solutions to the people you elect, letting them know that there are solutions that they are not using. So by doing that, you are taking control of not only your own lives, but the destiny of your coming generations. That is what we need to be doing in our communities. And this is something that we must do relentlessly. And the hours that we spend in the church praying, God help me, God help me, you're in the mosque, Allah, God, it's a waste of your time. You are better off learning this thing that I'm showing you. Those of you on YouTube, you can see it. You're better off learning this off head and encouraging each other. Like I said, every local government community association must have this on the wall as you come in. You have to have it on the wall so that people know what they're here for. It reminds you what you are here for. You're not here to just party. You're here to focus on solving your problems. When you come together as a community and talk about things, it's to solve the problems that you all commonly face. And that is what we are trying to build here. Knowing that you have the powers will make it more easier for you to achieve that. So please, please, please share this broadcast. Don't be silent. Oh, thank you very much. Oh, my sister, you're welcome. Thank you. I appreciate you. So these are the kind of things that I'm urging for us all to do. I will be, my sister, I will be inviting you to come and do a live broadcast with me, and we can talk more about this as well, because we need to bring this kind of thing to our people. Now we have Tinubu in place. He's one of us, but that doesn't mean the problem is solved. We need to redouble our efforts. We need to make our people become independent mentally. We've been psychologically made to be passive. We need to be active participants in our governance. We have been passive participants in our collective governance. We now need to change that mindset quickly. So again, I applaud the fact that Tinubu has now signed into law the student loan bill. It means that students now don't have to go abroad to study. They can study in Nigeria, getting loan, and they will pay when they start working. Very good. But the infrastructure they need, the light, the water, the road, the school, they are not there. And that is why we need you to be actively participating in your governance. You have to become active participants in governance. It's no if, no but. If you want a better future for yourself and your coming generation, you have to participate in your governance. And what do I mean by that? It states so in the what you see on the screen. You know, sovereignty belongs to the people of Nigeria, from whom the government, through the constitution, derives all its powers and authority. That is the power you have. And how do you use that power? Participation. Participation by the people in the government shall be in accordance with the provisions of this constitution. I read that off head because I've studied it, and I'm so convinced that many of us, once we understand that and the role, we understand what that role means, we can take control and improve our infrastructure within our communities within 6 months to 2 years. Within 6 months to 2 years, if we all did this in our community, within 6 months to 2 years, you will see a transformation across the whole of Yoruba land, the whole of Biafra land, if we all took this on. I am that convinced about it. The question is, how many of us are awake? And that's why I need you to look at joining us in this struggle and spreading this message, sharing this important message to reach as many people as possible, because we have the power to make the change, but we've been conditioned to believe that we don't have it. And I'm here to make you understand that you watching me, you possess that power, and I'm encouraging you to stand together. Of course, it's not going to be easy. Rome isn't built in a day, but if you consistently look at the problems, walk around right now. If you are in Idumota, or if you are in Ojota, if you are in Ota, if you are in wherever you are, walk around. What is wrong in my community? Bad roads. Okay, I see there's bad roads in my community. Okay, what can I do? Who can I speak to? What steps can I take? Start beginning to really look at things in a way that is that you want to come together and solve a problem, and you are eager to learn. So when we have this kind of information now, this is something that we should share far and wide. This is going to be, for me, this is far more productive than to list a litany of problems that the government have been responsible for. Because you can list the problems, but ultimately, if we, the citizens, are not participating in our governance, holding them to account, they will not do it, because nobody's putting pressure on them. Nobody's putting pressure on our governance. So let's learn to begin to put pressure on our governance using the powers that we possess. Share it far and wide. And I'm telling you all, we will, within 6 months to 2 years, you will see a transformation. And then we can then go forward. If we still feel that certain things are not right and we still want to go for Yoruba Nation, we encourage, we instruct those we elect into office to go to the offices, the state parliament, the state house of assembly, the national assembly, to go there and to go and tell them that we, the people that are now demanding that we have a clause for referendum inserted in our constitution collectively. And they will do as you're told, as they're told, because you are instructing them, because they are serving you. Because why? Sovereignty belongs to you. Like it says in 14.2a. This is a powerful piece of information that I hope many of us will exploit and use. So, to that end, I just wanted to just come on board and really talk about this at length. And hopefully this makes some kind of sense to us. The journey has just begun now for us now. It doesn't mean, those of you who are watching me now, you may be wondering, oh, why is Ayo Citizen We're not talking about Yoruba Nation. I am still very much in Yoruba Nation. Look, it's on my head. It's here. See? It's there. It's never away from me. It is, but it's a long game. We gotta prepare the ground. We cannot just say wake up one day we get Yoruba Nation. It's not gonna work. But what we will do is raising our people to know when you have the right, when you know you have the rights, and you teach them how to use the rights, Yoruba Nation will be achieved in the long run. If Nigeria continues to fail us, Because and so far I don't see how Nigeria will not continue to fail, because the system, the way it's designed. And that is why you need a referendum in that constitution to first say, do you want to be part of Nigeria or not? But that is something that will happen over time. But the powers that are within there now, we need to use right now to hold those we elect to office to account. So please, 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 if you're watching and you haven't subscribed to Citizen AY, do me a favor. Take a second, take a minute, go ahead, subscribe to Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. I really would appreciate your support. Leave comments. Don't just be silent, because some people I know they watch silently and they will sort of not comment, but it really is important because it will help the algorithm. The more you share this program, the more it will reach more people. And we are looking at solutions. We are looking at solutions that we, the people, can possess. You see, if you are focusing on what the politicians are doing, that means that we are not spending the time to look at what we can do to make sure that the politician will have no other choice than to do what we, the citizens, want. The more we are giving them time to focus on the things that they're doing wrong and not focusing on how we can influence them to do what we need them to do, we are wasting our time. We are wasting our effort. We are wasting our money. We need to focus our energy to share there's something they call in the business world, they call it best practice. Share best practice. The best practice that I can say now is to make our people know their rights and how they can use those rights to get what they need in their lives, i.e. infrastructure. So I cannot overemphasize this point enough. The need for us to really work together on this. Reach out to me if this resonates with you. But more importantly, you will help best. The best way you can help me is to help us grow Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power, particularly on YouTube. Go there, subscribe now, hit notification button, because this information, we need it to reach more people. You see, I notice when people are fighting and there's discussion about this one fight, that one said this fight, that one said that, there will be 1,000 people watching the broadcast. 1,000 people will be following that broadcast. But when we are giving information that will actually improve your community for forever, it will improve the fortunes of your community. People don't want to listen to that. That's because they've been conditioned to listen to things that they feel makes them feel good in the short term and forget. Again, that's a passive participation. Again, it's a passive participation. You're listening. Oh yes, I agree. Yes, this one, and they will make a comment. The comment is not in brief. How is the comment of people fighting? How does people who are fighting each other, you said this, I'm not that, I'm that. How is that going to improve your road? I want to know. How will it build your roads? How is that one calling that one names? How is it going to improve your schools? How will it give you your kids free education? It won't. How will it ensure that you have 24/7 electricity? It will not. But what we are doing here, what I am doing here, and others like me are doing, sharing key information that will empower you to begin to say, you know what, I can do this in my community. I can fix this. Yes, by taking this action, we can change that. Yes, and then you actually see it happen and you follow it through. I want to add one more thing. Please, when I say this now, this is something that has to be done on a daily basis. Something that has to be done. Let me see. Let me see if I can invite you in. I'm going to pin your comment and I'm going to try and invite you in because I really I wanted to hear what your thoughts are. If you are able to join me, in fact, I'll add this to that as well. Let me see. So I wanted to bring you on board. I don't know if I can. How do I do this again? I've forgotten. Guests. Let's see. Let me see. Invite Olasukomi. Let me see if I can find your name. So, I mean, there's work for us all to do. And like I said, I do my level best to try and bring on people as much as I can, and try and do what I can. Let me bring. Let me see. Okay, yeah, I'll add. I'm sending you an invite, my sister. So if you wanted to talk, if you do want to say a few things, I appreciate that. I know it's impromptu, so I understand if you cannot join us. That's fine. I understand. But I'm trying to talk to somebody on TikTok for them to just say one or two words, and maybe you can talk about that and from their point of view as well. But like I said, the information the information that I'm sharing here now, far too often, many of us are really just sort of many platforms I've seen. They just talk about, oh, this one has said, this one is fighting that one is this, that one is that one is that, but it's not really. I don't feel that it is moving forward the improvement in the lives of the people that we want, the fundamental change in their fortunes, in the infrastructure that they currently have in their lives. So my take is, I'm really keen on seeing a transformation, a long-lasting transformation in the lives of the people who I interact with, so that they can move on with their lives and I can feel that if I go into their community, that I'm not there to sort of looking down on them or anything, but to feel like a sense of they've freed themselves, and they've done things to improve their lives, and they ask me to come in and just enjoy with them. And that is far more rewarding for me as a person. I find that far more rewarding when a community is functioning and they're using the powers that they now know they have. Many of us, for 20 years, many cities, we've grown up with 1999 Constitution, with many of us not even knowing that we possess powers within it. And now we're sharing that information. I would think that would be the most important thing for us all to do as people, to actually, bring people on and talk about it from that point of view. Let me see. Is Susie there? I'm going to add 3 people. If they're able to join me, they can. If they don't, I understand, because I know it's impromptu. But I really just wanted to talk about things from this point of view. Again, I'm doing that on TikTok. I take this opportunity to ask you all, to urge you all, if you're watching Citizen AY on YouTube or on Facebook or TikTok, and you haven't subscribed, take a minute. Go ahead, go to YouTube. Just type in, search for Citizen AY, subscribe, hit notification button, give us a thumbs up. Help us reach more people. We really need your support. We need to grow this platform because there's a lot more information we're going to talk about. Now, I'm going to go, the next section now, I'm going to go and talk about, and this is why it's important that you are going to, if you're going to be following what we're doing, the next section is, we're going to talk about the possible solutions to the lack of infrastructure that we have. The possible solution being encouraging our people to hold those we elect to office to account. I've done this before and people would have seen it. I'm just briefly, many of you who would have seen it before, you would have seen that I've done how to access the federal account allocation and federal account allocation committee. Yes, exactly. Federal Account Allocation Committee. So I'm going to go through that process again, and I try to do it on a daily basis when I'm live, because I firmly believe that in doing so, people can get a clearer understanding of what it means and how we and how we can use that as a community. I want everybody in the community to be able to access that information themselves. So when you're on a bus and you see that your road is bad, you just say, the first thing you come to your mind is, how much did they pay to us last month? Then you go and look for it. So here's what I want you to do. Again, I'm going to show, I've done it before, but I'm going to show you as a matter of course. So because I want you to be very familiar with this, with how things work and how you can really make that change yourself. You don't have to wait. It's about empowering us to really look at things from a point of view of, right, okay, I can do this change. I can make this work. So what you do, you go here, type in National Bureau of Statistics. It will come up on my screen because I've done it several times. So you see National Bureau of Statistics, bring it there, just go there. Once you go into there, it will come up. Now you type in here, you click on it, National Bureau of Statistics. You see I've clicked on it. I'm trying to show you step by step what you can do yourself. Again, it's that analogy of fishing. Someone giving you fish, we're giving you money every month. But now we're telling you where the money is and how you can access it yourself every month and how to use it to make that money do what you want it to do, more than what we are possibly giving you. That's what we're trying to do. So let's do this now. So now you go to this one here. So FAC. So So we're gonna do that. FAAC. We type in FAAC there. So you see, I've done it before. Like I said, I've done it before. So it will bring it up. So I'll type it here. Type return. So it'll be coming up in a minute. So now, once you get in there, you type in the FAAC. Again, those of you on TikTok and on YouTube and Facebook, you will not be able to see this. That's why I urge you all, go and subscribe to Citizen AY on YouTube, the platform where we speak truth to power. Help us reach more people. We really need your support. So let me just do something. And those of you who are on YouTube, you may be able to help us share this. I'm going to just show you where to go. Subscribe. So you have to click on it, subscribe, hit notification button, give us a thumbs up, on to Citizen AY on YouTube. Help us grow that platform. Really, really important. And so there you go. So when it shows you the subscribe, then I'll come out of it. So now, okay, so that's done. So now the thing now is we've now gone into the National Bureau of Statistics. You type FAAC into the search engine, a search box, and in there it will bring you the data. So now we're going to go and look at the data. So it shows you the data. The data they have now, I have been chasing them to release the data for January to March. They haven't released it yet. I've been chasing them to give us that information. FAAC, yes, FAAC, and that Federal Account Allocation Committee. Happy, yes, Federal Account Allocation Committee. So that's where the funds is. If you are on YouTube, you would see exactly what I'm showing you. But I would urge you to go and join me on YouTube, and you will see it right now, because I can't show you on. You live in Austria, okay? That's fine. Oh, I appreciate that. What I would like you to do, we're talking about if you're from Nigeria, then you can go to the National Bureau of Statistics. In there, you type in FAAC in the search engine, and then from there you can then go into the section I'm about to show now, which is to show you how you can access the monthly allocation for all 774 local government areas. This is showing you how you can access it and begin to question those we elect to office yourselves. We are freeing people. So I hope that makes sense to you. If you're from Happy Official. So okay, you live in Austria. Okay, fantastic. So yes, so that is what I wanted to show you. I hope you can, this is something that I'm trying to show. Obviously, oh, you're welcome. You're very, very welcome. You're very welcome. And this is something we need to all do. So now, so to permit me, I'll just be talking through it. You will hear me, but if you want to see it, just join me on YouTube, Citizen AY. Hashtag CITIZEN, capital A, capital Y, Citizen AY. Join me on there. You can see the how I'm doing that. I would see if I can try and do another broadcast with on TikTok, and where I can do the same thing again. I'll try and see if I can do that. But for now, this is what I'm doing, and I appreciate you so much. Thank you so much for your comments and for the feedback, and I'm grateful that you're taking the time to listen to me. I appreciate that. The purpose of the broadcast is to empower people to be able to take control of their lives using the powers that they possess within the Constitution. That's why I'm doing this. So I'm really grateful that it's having some sort of traction, and I'm happy at Official. I'm really grateful for your valuable comments. Continue to follow us. So let's crack on for a bit. So now, so those of you who are on YouTube, you would have seen, I've shown you, you go to National Bureau of Statistics, type in the FAAC. The FAAC stands for Federal Account Allocation Committee. They give a monthly account. So once you get there, you will see the figures here. You will see the figures. You can see the most current today, up to date one, is for March. It's for December 2022, but they only released that in March 2023. So what I want to do, we're going to go into that now. So let's go into the information thing. We click on the green box here, and it will give us more information shortly. And then I want to show you. So now it comes up with the spreadsheet, because I've clicked on the one for December 2022. So now you will get two boxes. You will get the download report, which is the PDF report. That one just gives you a quick breakdown for each of the states. It doesn't go into specifics. The one you want is the one called download tables, and you can see download tables. Download tables. Again, those of you who are on Facebook, to get a better experience of what I'm saying, please go ahead, subscribe to Citizen AY on YouTube. Then you will get a better information. When I try to share information like this across with Facebook, for some reason it just slows everything down. It doesn't work. It's jerky and everything else. That's why I'm actually just streaming on Facebook alone, just talking, not doing the data stuff. To get a better experience, join us on YouTube. So now you click on the download table. Once you click on the download table, the spreadsheet will come up. It will come up with a spreadsheet, and then you have to click on that. It downloads a spreadsheet. So when you're on the computer, you know what it does. Once you click on the tables, it will now go into the spreadsheet format. In there, you now click on the December 2022, and then it will bring it out. Again, those of you who are on TikTok and on YouTube, you will not be able to see what I'm saying. Just out of interest, happy official, could you tell me your local government area? Tell me your local government area in Nigeria. Tell me, or the one closer to you, and I will find that information for you for December 2022. If you tell me on air, I will bring it up for you, and so you can see how much they paid to your local government area in Nigeria, that is. So I could tell you that, because that's what we're trying to do here. The object of what we're trying to do is to make this information very, very accessible. Make sure that people it's accessible for all of us to be able to use. So in fact, anybody who's watching now, if you're watching me on any of the platforms, mention your local government area, and I will tell you how much they got for December 2022. I can tell you. So mention it. Upper local area. Upper. How is that correct? Upper or upper? What state government? What state is that? Are you talking about? If you're Nigerian, there will be. I don't recognize that. There's a. 1 second. Let me just check. What state are you talking about there? Happy, if you don't mind, what state are we talking about? Tell me the state that is okay. Tell me the state and your local government area, and I will tell you. I will be able to give you a breakdown of how much they got in December. Edo State. Okay, fantastic, very, very good. So Edo State. Let's go to Edo State. So again, you keep in mind, those of you on Facebook, you won't be able to see this, but I will tell you anyway. And those of you on YouTube, you will be able to confirm when it comes up. So we're going to look at Edo State now. We're going to look at Edo State. So she said Edo State. So Upper Edo State. Let me see. Edo State. Now, I don't see any Upper. But do you have a particular? Do you know the name? Because, okay, I'll read to you the Edo State. Edo State, Akoko Edo, Ego, Ison Central, Ison Northeast, Ishon Southeast, Ishon West, Eshako East, Eshako Central, Eshako East, Eshako West, Ijeben, Ikpokia, Ikpoba Oka, Oredo, Uhonwo, Ovia Northeast, Ovia Southeast, Owan East, Owan West, Ohunwode. So I don't know if I've mentioned all of those ones. I don't know if that helps. I don't know if that would help. If that makes any sense, I'm happy. I know you said Edo State, but there's a local government area. Do you know the local government area of your? Because it said Upper, but I don't think Upper is in the name of the area. If you can narrow it down. Again, those of you who are watching, I can if you're watching on any of the platforms and you want me to find out your local government area for December 2022, I can tell you right now, because we have the information for all 774 local government areas right now, and that is what we're trying to really impress upon the people, to be aware that these are the kind of information we need. So my sister Happy said something about Edo State, but upper local area. So let me see. Local area. I'm trying to see, but it doesn't say. You need to know the local government. What local government? Thank you. Ori local government. Ori. Okay. Ori local government. Now, I'm going to read out to you what I can see so far. You said Ori local government. I'm looking at it now. It starts SO. Sorry, SO. Okay. Okay, let me see. Maybe that would help. We are looking at. You said Edo State, right? And 1 second, please. I'm just being Edo State. Yeah. So I've got Edo State here. Because I got Edo State. Now let me read out to you. Oh, I can spell it correct. Okay. Okay, let me see. Let me see. Now I'll read out what I've got so far, my sister. I'll read out to you. Akoko Edo, Igo, Ishon Central, Ishon Northeast, Ishon Southwest, Ishon West, Etchako. Ah, is that what you're saying? Etchako. Is that the one? Hang on. I think it's a Shako. I think it's a Shako. Let me see. I'm trying to see what you wrote. A Shako. Let me see. Let me see. It starts with Esh. I'm trying to find it. Yeah, I understand. That's okay. So, from what I can see, it could be that it might be Ishako Central, or what is Ishako? Ishako, ETSAKO. ETSAKO is the word. Ishako East, Ishako West, Igwe, Ijeben, Akpabio, Credo. No, Oredo. I think it is. Oh, yeah. I think it's Oredo. Yes. Ohowo. Ovia Northeast, Ovia Southwest, O1 East, O1 West, Uwode. So I hope that helps. But I'll give you. Let us do this way. I will do Edo. I'm going to read the whole of Edo to you. The whole of Edo. I'll read it to you. So Orebo and Akoko Edo, they got in December last year 292,894,459.68. That is in Naira. For Akoko Edo, Igo, they got 295,556,185 million Naira. That's in just 1 month. In Asia Central, 195,327,976 million Naira. In Asia Northeast, they got 201,195,320.62. In Asia Southeast, they got 233,834,299.80 kobo. So I'm giving you breakdowns. Okay, I'll bring you. Okay, let me add you in. How do I add you? Happy. So I'm gonna add. Let me see if I can follow you. And okay, follow back. I'm gonna force a peaceful baby. Okay. Bring me here. It's possible. Okay. Okay. Let me add you now. I'll add you now. Yeah. Invite. I'm gonna add you up so you can. I've sent you an invite. So let me see if I can add Happy as well. I'll follow. Yeah. So I'll add you as well. So I'll send you an invite as well, because I want to try and do this as best as I can. So I've added you. Peaceful baby, welcome on board. I hope you can hear me. And thank you so much for joining the broadcast at such a short notice. Can you hear me? Let me bring Happy as well. I think I've brought Happy on board. Peaceful baby, if you want to talk, I'm happy. I'm happy to have you have a chat as well. You're welcome. So Happy, let me see if I can add you. I'm hoping I was going to be able to add you, but I can't seem to add you at the minute. So let's do this. I'll add Happy from here. So let me just give me a minute, please. Happy. Let me just put that. No, it's not letting me do it for some reason. So, peaceful baby, can you hear me? Hello. Do you want to say?
I am the same person. I am the same person.
Oh,
Happy.
oh, okay. Okay. How are you? How are you doing?
Good afternoon, sir. Well done, sir. Greetings to everyone.
Greetings. Thank you so much. Now, yes. So we were talking about the monthly allocation that each of the local government areas get. So, what is your local government area? What's your local government area?
Yeah, I'm from Oriomo.
Aha!
Government area. I could not spell it very well.
Orionwo. Okay, that's fine. So, in Orionwo, it's number 13 on the list in Edo. So they got they got 250,000 433 630.31 kobo in December last year. So that is, we're talking million, no, we're talking millions. That's what they got. That is in just 1 month. Oh, so let me even shock you. Let me go and get you the one for. Let me go and get you the one for November. So they get this money every month. Oh, every month. That's 250 million naira. But they go clean out. They're not go. They won't let you know. Now, so they go take clean out. Hey, this is what I'm saying. This is why I'm saying that we need to we need our people to be aware of this. Forget, it's not even about Tinubu.
It to know, because we are suffering in Europe here.
Yes, this is money. Many of us are, yes, many of us are coming to Europe thinking that we'll make money. We are in money, but they are keeping us blind. So that's why I'm doing this program, to really wake us up, because many of us are not aware of this kind of information that I'm sharing with you, and it's really important that people understand. It's really important that people understand that, you know, this kind of things, we cannot allow it to go on any longer. So I'm going to show you, so the one I showed you now was for just December. I'm going to show you the one for November as well. I'll say it. And those of you who are on, that's why I'm saying for people, if you can join me on Facebook, you know, and not Facebook, on YouTube, you can get the information, because Facebook are messing us up. If you join me right now, I'm showing everything on there, so you can see exactly where I'm going.
I'm there also.
Oh, you're there. Oh, have you subscribed to Citizen AY?
Yeah, I have already.
Thank you so much. Thank you. So now what I'll do, I'm just waiting for this thing to load up. If it doesn't, I have another way of doing it. I think I've loaded it up before. So I will show you the one for November now. So I'll at least I'll tell you anyway. So we will go through the same process again. I've had it done before. But the reason I'm doing this, I want us to know that this is something that all of us have access to. And unless we begin to teach our people to wake up at home, if we don't wake them up, they will just be believing in the lies that they've been told. Our people, we have to start with our own people. Forget the Hausas for a minute. Forget the Hausas and the Fulani for a minute. Forget them for a minute. But our own people, the people who are next to us, people who are saying, yes, I'm here, I'm with you. They are the ones looting from us. That is what I'm saying. So we have to deal with them. So let me go and go to Oronwa, I think you call it. So let me I'll just get it here. 1 second. Edo State. So I'm really glad you called in, and it gives us an opportunity to explain and display exactly the kind of things we need to do to really make the change. We need to know. I mean, what I read to you before, this thing to do with the Constitution and the 14(2)(a). Sovereignty belongs to the people of Nigeria, from whom the government, through this Constitution, derives all its powers and authority. Every community has that sovereignty, but we have never exercised it by holding them to account. So what we are trying to do is to encourage, and also, if you can you write in your language? Do you write in your language?
I can't write though. You see the problem?
Okay. You can say. You see now. So please, this is the kind of thing I want us to all to do. We need to. I speak Yoruba, so I've translated it to Yoruba for my people. So for people in your area to understand it, it has to be in your what is your language called, if you don't mind me asking, my sister? Benin. Okay, so it has to be in Benin language, so that when people see it, they will know they have the power. They don't have to wait for English. They don't have to wait to translate to English. They can say it in their own language. They can say, this is my right. So, and when they do that, those in power, they'll go, these people know what is going on. Oh. And that is what they've been confusing us with. So you said Orion Wabi. Yes, that's it. Got it. Yes, got it. So in November last year, November last year, they got 215,945,416 million naira. So you see that in 2 months, they got about 500 million naira combined. Yes. Yes. So that money should be used to fix your road, your water, your light, and because none of us are going to asking questions, they will take that money and they will clean out. Now, let me tell you how that money is shared. They share the money between the local councillor, local government chairman, the State House of Assembly members, the House of Senate, and the reps and governors. Those are the ones sharing that money. Because they say the local government chairman will say, oh, we haven't received the money. But they received it. He will get his own cut. They're lying. So unless we begin to hold them to account every month, all of us, you see sorry. Okay, so yeah, so unless we begin to get our people in our communities to begin to start watching them on a daily basis. This is so what I just told you now. People can go in your area, or anyone can go. Last month in December and November and December, you got 500 million naira. Now what do you take the money do? We no get water, we no get light, we no get road, we no get school. We want that money, make una take and fix them. Oh yeah. So when all of the community comes together, start watching them like that. People, they will have no choice. This is the thing that I'm trying to really drum home. And even as I speak to you now, the government of Nigeria is actually afraid, because I've been asking them to give me the ones for January, February, and March of this year. They don't want to release it. They say it's coming, because they know that I will be sharing that information. They are hiding it. So I've been tracking this, and you can do the same thing yourself. I've shown you. I'm showing you where you go. You go to the National Bureau of Statistics, type in the FAAC. Once you type it in, it will bring the monthly disbursements down, and then you can go to specific any month, and you can look for your local government area. And every one of us, we need to do this, because that is, if we do not get involved in our governance, you see the roads that we are looking for, it will not get built. The water that we want, it will not get done. The electricity, it will not get done. And we have the powers. That is why I shared, we have that power that we can use. Section 14.2a, Section 14.2c. 14.2c, participation by the people in the government shall be in accordance with the provisions of this constitution. And what is the provisions? The provision is 14.2a. Sovereignty belongs to the people. That is the most powerful piece of statement that cuts across every part of the constitution, because we are the ones giving them the power to rule over us through that particular 14.2 alone. But people don't realize this. So these are the things I'm really trying to bring about. Let me show you one more month, and I'm really glad. I don't know if you would add, if you're happy to add comments. And I'm go ahead.
It's just sad. It's really sad.
Yeah.
It's so sad.
Yeah, it's painful, and that is why I'm hoping that it's no longer enough for us to just say the government is not doing. We need to be asking our people to participate. And again, please, if you can, when you said about not being able to translate in writing your language, if you can find somebody who can help us translate it, I will share it on the broadcast here, because we need our people. That's what the government don't want, the people knowing their rights and how they can hold them to it. So we need that to be translated. I've done that for Yoruba. I've done it in Yoruba because I know it. I'll see if I can see. I'll ask around for the Benin language as well. So let me show you the one for. I'm going to show you the one for those of you watching. I'll show you the one for October, so you can see that this is not just a one-off. This is money that comes in every month. So in 2 months, 500 million naira.
Okay, sir.
Yes.
This money now.
Yes.
Money now. How can we get this money now?
Now,
We're gonna get this money.
well, the best thing is to do. That's why I'm saying we cannot. No one person. If one person goes and asks for that money, they will just chase you away. But when a whole community comes together and say, we know this money came out for Orion local government area, and every body come out and say, look, local government chairman, tell us where that money is. They can't chase you away. They can't chase you away. They will have to answer you. So that is why I'm saying we have to do a community spirit like our ancestors did. That's how the community, without our ancestors building Benin Empire and your empire, there will not be anything called empire today. They wouldn't have been. But because the spirit that they used was the collective community spirit, and that is what we're trying to really encourage here. So let me go 1 second. So we need a lot of work to do. It's not just one person going, or I'm going to ask. We have to get our communities to be involved, and that is why we need this explained to our people in their language, in the language they understand in that community. Because once they understand what they are fighting for, they will stand up. The people, if you write it in English, they don't. Oh, that's not the law. Now what do you talk? I don't know. They won't tell you. They don't know. But if they know in their local language, nobody can cheat them. And that is what is really painful in all of this. But like I said, I'm not giving up. I'm not giving up. Oh.
Because my mother is my mother had because my mother she cannot read in her language.
Mm-hmm.
If you go to the place that they send it to, they will shoot her.
Yeah, of course.
They will not give her everything.
Of course. This is what I'm saying. So this is the kind of work that we need to do seriously now. I mean, it's a very, very important thing that just came out now. The fact that we don't know these things in our own local language is a serious problem, and we need to encourage each other. I mean, if you get that information, send it to me. Believe in me, I will share it, and we will talk about it. In fact, I'd like to bring you on air to talk about this from your point of view and how it impacts your lives and those of your people as well, because unless we start relating to experiences like this, we can't make that change. So let me just show you Orion one now. In October last year, Orion one got 214,613,027 million naira. So in 3 months, they got close to 750 million naira. Now where that money go? My sister. Almost.
That's the where many people kidnapped by everything.
Yes, because those in government are not allowing those funds. That money could be used to fix your electricity, your water, your light, and they could service it on a regular basis. You could even take loans knowing that money is coming, and you'll be able to service the loan that they take on fixing your roads. I mean, it's not rocket science. So the money is there. I'm showing you. Let me say 214 in 200.
Just look at just see Austria.
Yes.
Austria, small country here.
You see?
Look at how they are unique.
You see?
Look at how they are giving us money so that we will not be
suffering. You see? You see now? But imagine we could give. We are so rich that, to be honest with you, if they fix those infrastructure. And I know our people, if road better, nobody they go feed. If road better, if light day, if water day, I know my people. My people, we know that today wait at them. We're not lazy. I never see one Niger person we lazy. I never see them because they don't from child, they don't say, you must work, you must to chop. This one not be freebie. But if they give us the road, if they give us light, give us water, give us road. Now if say you go farm, you grow stuff. If not you already, you carry and go back market, you sell. Road better, light day.
They really have to do their best because look at this country over here.
Yes now. Yes. So I hope this has been of useful information, and please, I'm so grateful for you coming on and talking about this, because it's by interactions like this that others will understand that we really need to really take proactive action. And please, I encourage you, this information, share it in your community, and if you can, in terms of the language issue thing, and to translate it, once you find it out, inbox me. I will share it. I will actually bring you on air, and we can talk about it at length and actually go into it for your local area, because that is what we need to do. Every community needs to share this in the local area. I'm even planning to do sessions where we're going to see local community associations have a meeting about this kind of funds and discuss how they're going to approach their local government area, and then wait for feedback as well and be monitoring this regularly. Because without doing this, these guys are just stealing. Look, they steal money like water. They just carry them like water. Say, nah, me, nobody go question me. And that's why our people are suffering. And that's why our people are suffering.
Yes.
So this stuff with if you like, pray till kingdom come. If you like, pray. If you don't ask, if you not go ask people, now where that money go? Your prayer na zero. Your prayer na zero. And that is what we're suffering from that. Many of us
That's the truth, sir. Nigeria, see, Nigeria is blessed because
yes.
I'm here in Europe. It claims that I cannot do business.
You see?
I cannot put some more kiosks in my front page.
You see?
Because here in Austria,
Yes.
you have to pay tax.
Yes.
Everything is regulated.
Mm-hmm.
You have to follow the law.
The government in Nigeria is supposed to actually help you start a business. You know that. They're supposed to. But do they do it? They don't. They're supposed to make sure that now, I don't know if you heard about it now. Now, the government now, for each of the state governors now, from this year on, they have the power to put electricity in their own state. Each state governor. So we need to put pressure in every state on all the governors. Now you have the power. No excuses. Start doing it. And there's money for it too. The other thing I will tell you, our students now, the president now, I'll give them that more. I'll give him that one. Students can now take student loan. I don't know if you've been listening. They can take student loan in Nigeria to study, and they will pay only when they start working. This is what Tinubu did just now. I'll give him that.
It's my husband that always listen to news because Nigeria don't hire me.
I know. I know. But if we not listen, if we not follow what's they happen, now so will they suffer. Cause all of us where they obodo, I not gonna lie. Now suffer we do. Now suffer we do. Because these people then go just do what they want. If they like one day they go say, I won't do. If they like one day they go say they not go do. If they fee pay you and they know they pay you better money, they not waiting that they pay themselves. Nobody say waiting they go pay you now. You get what I say. I hope say you get what I talk so. You know they get the same kind of money at all. So this now.
Yes, of course now.
So because now their country, because now their country. So who go blame them? But we our own, we go instead of our government, instead of them to pay us, then go pay for people who come from Odo better money, can't they leave us to suffer? That's not mental slavery. So the question it remains, this thing to do with knowing that key information that look, you have the right to hold your governors to account because sovereignty belongs to each and every community, that local government area, and that sovereignty is what gives the government the power to rule over all of us. And as such, those communities have the power to question and demand that the things they need are put in place, and they must not stop. So we have to teach our people how to begin to use those powers. But like you said, it's that language. I'll try and find out about. Let me write this down. In fact, so Benin language.
People have to know because this one is a new thing now.
You see, yeah.
This one is new now. We have to share it.
Yes,
People
exactly.
are afraid.
Yeah.
People don't want to die.
Yes. They're afraid, but they don't need to be afraid. You see, the more of us that know, the weaker those who have power become. When everybody knows this information, they cannot stop it, and that's what they are afraid of. They don't want people to know that they have the power to hold them to account. So when a local government chairman knows that you can ask a question, you can hold him to account. He doesn't want that because he's afraid. That means that he's not going to chop. He's not going to chop clean out. You know. But if the whole community knows it, he will say, you know what? It be like say game door up, make I just do what they want. In fact, I know when it come the next election, I know go enter. So that's what we need to do. We need to encourage our people to participate in that process. Hold those who they who they elect into office to account, and know that they have the power to do so. And the more we do it as a collective, the more we will achieve this. I mean, I'm looking at the figures here. 214. Let me just, I'm just going to look at. I'm not even. Let me just pick 3 of the figures here and just make a quick sum. Just to 214. And what is this one again? That's November. Okay. So yeah. 1 second though. Where am I now? Okay, let's go in here. So let me just move there quickly. Yeah, 215. That is for what month is this one? November. Yeah, 215 in November, and this is Orion 1. This is October. 214, exactly. 215, 214. So that is 529. Okay, so then the last one. Let me just look at the last one for December. Give me a minute. December. Okay, so December. I'm just trying to just give a quick. So this is something that we need to really make sure we don't even allow them to get away with. Our own people make with the question, them pepper them with questions. Say about our guy, we need to go anywhere. And now they pay your money. Now we they pay now we they pay their money. The money when they take now we they pay their money. Yes. Now we they pay their money. So that one and that's no. And 250. Yes, yeah, so 250. So all together 650. 600. Yeah. Exactly. So altogether, the money for the last 3 months, they got 680 million naira in 3 months. In October, November, December, 680 million naira just for Orion 1 local government area alone. Not the whole of the state, just for Orion 1 local government area alone. 680 million naira, my sister. So someone go going to tell you story here.
The wicked.
Eh?
It's paining me seeing people living poor, children. No good hospital.
No, the money where they yes.
I'm pregnant. I don't pay for. I don't
pay for a penny.
Hospital.
You see now. You see now. So I mean, I'm really glad that you finding this meaningful. One thing I would just say is share this to as many people as possible, because it is by sharing this information among ourselves that we will wake our people up. I mean, every month, as soon as I get the figures out, I will be doing it. Any community, anybody, I will bring it. I will. If anybody asks for it, I will provide it. But I also want people to know how to go to the place. Just go to the National Bureau of Statistics, type in FAAC. Under that, type in, once you click on FAAC, it will bring the month by month breakdown. Go into it, then you can go click on the download table. In there, you will see for your local area, for all 774 local government areas, all of them. And that is what we need to begin to, because that information is what we need to do. Once we hold on to that information, we now go and look at our area. Is the roads good? Do we have water? Yeah, you can do it on Google. Yes, you can do any search engine you want. Just type in National Bureau of Statistics. Once you do, you will see it. You will see it, National Bureau of Statistics, and it will say NG. Let me do that as you're watching on air now. I'll go into it for you so you can see it. I want to try and, because I want to make it really user friendly. 1 second. So let me just type it here. You will see me doing it on the screen if you're watching. Because I want us to be able to do this. Any one of us.
So how can I spell
Bureau, National Bureau. I'll say National Bureau, BUREAU. So you'll see it on the screen. I don't know if you're watching the platform Citizen on YouTube, you'll see me doing that. National Bureau of Statistics. And you can even do it on your phone as well if you're using your phone. But the phone is a smaller screen. So you can see, once you type in National Bureau of Statistics, and it's the only one that will come out. Sorry, what did you say?
I see Shana, Oshana.
No. This one is no. This one, the one you want that channels one will not give you a breakdown. The one you want is the National Bureau of Statistics, and once you type on it, you will see it. You will see it's got MBS on the screen. Let me see. I wish I could show. I can't show you because it's not. You will. So you will see that if you're watching me on YouTube, you will see what I've just clicked on now. And once you click on that, it will take you to a screen where it will ask you. You will see National Bureau of Statistics. You will see it come up. Now in there, you now type in. You now type in here. You type in into search engine here. You type in FAAC, and you can do this every month yourself. You can do this. The idea is to make sure we all do this ourselves, because when we do that, it just makes it.
Yeah, I see it already.
Exactly. So once you do that, you can now check for your local area, and that is what all of us who are abroad. That is what we need to be doing. If all of us abroad start doing this to our people, look, have you seen this? This is how much they got to. What's your road like in your area? We start questioning them. We start encouraging them to start questioning, and then we then show them the section 14.2a and 14.2c, like I read, so that they can know that off head, but in their language. That for me, the language one is very important. So now you can see now I'm going for the December one. So I'm going to click on the green screen here, and it will do something quickly. Now you see it change. Now it's telling me for the December. You see it's December 2022, and then I'll now go into download tables. This one is just PDF. It will not give you a further breakdown. But this one, download tables, that is where you get the breakdown that you will see for your local government area exactly. So and that's why so once you do that, now you now go to, you do a spreadsheet. That's why I suggest that we use a spreadsheet on this one, and a computer, because you need a spreadsheet to be able to download that figure, and then it will bring this up, and it will bring us to where you saw what I was doing before. Local government details, and I think it's Orion 1. So Orion 1 is there. So there you go. So you can see the figures there that they have, and that makes you, that's October 1. So hang on a minute. December. Yeah, okay. So this is the December one. Am I correct? 1 second though. So you can see, you just scrutinize this stuff yourself, and the idea is to make sure that we all get comfortable with just scrutinizing these people, because we have to, unless we ask questions, nothing is going to change. So there you have it on there on the screen. So that's what I've done. So this is what we need to be doing, all of us, particularly those of us in the southwest, southeast, middle belt. We need to start doing that a lot, questioning, and then, because we get to a point, I still know that, I know say Nigeria no go work. It could better make everybody go in a separate way, but unless people know how to do this process and hold the government to account, it means you won't be able to achieve it, because we need a referendum clause inserted in that constitution. That's the only way we can break, unless civil war. But civil war, it's not realistic, to be honest. It isn't. It isn't. So we need people participating in the governance now, beginning to hold these people. You look at the money, 680 million naira in 3 months in Orion alone. Where did that money go? 680 million naira. Are you telling me that that money cannot be used to, they can, and this is money they're getting every month, 200 million naira plus every month, but they will say, 1 month they can say, okay, we'll fix this road, next month we'll fix that, and you will see it. And the thing is, you have the right to question them. They should come and explain to you where they spend the money, and show you the road, and show you the light, and show you the water that they use it on. And and you can believe, and if you're not happy, you can question them.
That is why.
Sorry? Go ahead, master.
That's the reason why you see all of them want to be enter post
Of course.
to be one thing or the other.
Of course. Because they know say they go chop. Now chop and clean mouth. Now chop and clean mouth they do. You know? So what I'm showing on the screen there is the constitution there. The 14.2a. Sovereignty belongs to the people of Nigeria, from whom the government through its constitution derives all its powers and authority. That is very important, because the local government area, you see this local government area here, you see all this white here, they are,
But the right of is